In the last stream, we were working on setting up the preparations for the final section of the quest book here. Really, we are in the end stretch now towards this Infinity Ingot. Once we have the Infinity Ingot, the rest of the endgame questline here is kind of just going to fall into place. This is really what we're working towards getting, and I think that we might be able to get that Infinity Ingot today, and in doing so, I think we might also be able to finish the pack today as well. But we will find out shortly if that is the case. To start with, we need to actually craft the Infinity Ingot, and for that, we need to get these Infinity Catalysts. So we need 4 of these in total. We've seen this recipe a fair bit. Last episode, we did make all of the required singularities, and we also set up this little system over here to produce a ton of matter clusters. You can see now this chest is full of them, and we also have, I think, 500,000 singularities in this drawer as well, so way more than we're actually going to need. And I think most of the other items required for the Infinity Catalyst here shouldn't be too difficult for us to make. The hardest part of this by far is the Draconic Reactor core, because this requires the Chaos Shard, and for a little while now, we've been working towards being able to craft this tiny Chaos Fragment using this somewhat horrible recipe right here that requires the Ender Slime Crystal in the middle, along with a ton of these Antimatter Crystals on Draconic pedestals, but we did set up all of these Draconic Fusion crafting injectors for this very purpose, and between streams, I've been doing a little bit of work, mostly on the Cyber Steel Ingot. Again, we'll get to that in a second, but whilst I've been working on that, we do now have over 30,000 antimatter, and I think just under 28,000 is the amount that we're actually after. And so I think, in theory, we should now be able to make the 54 antimatter crystals that we're going to need to fill every single one of these Draconic Fusion crafting injectors, and then, of course, make this tiny Chaos Fragment that we can then craft up to a small Chaos Fragment, and then finally into a actual Chaos Shard. So to do that, there's a few things we've got to do. We've got to take all of our antimatter and we've got to run it all through the Bioforge along with 54 of these energy crystals. The energy crystals here are redstone, glowstone, silicon, and unobtainium crystals. So unobtainium crystals are also made in the Bioforge, this time with unobtainium dust and vibranium crystals. The vibranium crystals are made with vibranium dust and all the modium crystals, and all the modium crystals are made with all the modium dust and fluix crystals. So we need 54 of these crystals, which I think means we just need 54 fluix crystals. Now, currently, we have 12 fluix crystals in our system, which is not enough. However, as we've seen previously, we can get some charged Certus quartz, which we have over a stack of, along with some redstone and some regular nether quartz, and we can drop all of that into our basin with some water, and we should be able to very quickly acquire an extra stack of fluix crystals here, which will be more than enough to get that craft going. And then after that, it's basically just a case of taking a lot of the unobtainium, the vibranium, and all the modium, and we basically just have to pulverize all of these, I assume, in the macerator? No, we have to do it actually in the pulverizer over here. And if we're going to make 54 of these crystals, that means that we need 216 dust. And I think that's true all the way along. And so we need 216 of each dust, which again should be fairly straightforward. We need basically 4 stacks of each dust run through the pulverizer. The pulverizer right now is a little bit slow. Currently it is being made faster via the use of the dark matter pedestal here. However, there is a quest up in the well section over here that has us making the hardened, reinforced, and resonant integral components, and they're actually not too bad to make. If we take a clock, just a regular Minecraft clock, in this pack, we can place that clock into our blood altar down here. That's going to transform it into a hardened integral component, and then because we have a high enough tier blood altar, it just continues through all the way to resonant. This does have an EMC value, and so we can go ahead and do something like this, and then we can place it into our pulverizer, and that is going to make it substantially faster than it was a second ago. I also believe there's also the capacitator quest here. This in and of itself is not a particularly useful item. This guy right here is kind of not great. It does require some cured rubber, which needs rubber, Do we have vines? I assume we don't have vines. However, we probably do have nature essence that I assume that we can craft into vines. We totally can. So if we do this, and then we can use the vines to make some rubber. The rubber doesn't have an EMC value, but first of all, we need to smelt it. I did put down some iron furnaces over here between streams to make smelting much, much faster. And then if we throw that in, because it has an EMC value, we should then be able to craft up the capacitator just as soon as we teach our system that lead nuggets are a thing. If we do something like this and like this, like I said before, this in and of itself is not, we don't have a potato. That's also fine. We can do that with nature essence as well, which again, we're going to have to do in here where our nature essence is. That's fine. The capacitator, not particularly useful. However, the quest reward that we get from this is this guy, the potato, which is actually a augment for our thermal expansion machines, which increase the maximum power usage and increase the RF transfer rate to the point where we should be able to make this pulverizer very, very fast. Because usually what happens here, if you try using something like the temporal pouch on the pulverizer, as we've seen previously, it begins to run out of power quickly because the power cannot transfer in fast enough. However, it looks like currently that's not really a problem for us. Let's put the capacitator in and see if that helps at all. Yeah, look at that. It's incredibly quick. It's basically instantaneous with that potato augment, which is fantastic. The unobtainium has to be macerated. Interesting. Not quite sure why there's a differentiation there. Also, over here, I have set up some automation, but right now we can go and actually move this macerator back to where it was previously. We'll put that back down right about here, and we'll fill that up with unobtainium. And so, yeah, real quick, what I will do here is grab a few more stacks of unobtainium, a few more stacks of vibranium. We'll get all of those pulverized down, and then we'll also combine those, of course, with the fluix crystals, which we'll craft down there, and that should get us all of the energy crystals required to then look at making the antimatter crystals. Okay, so 64 fluix crystals later, we should now be able to head on over to the bio lab, or the bio forge, sorry, down here. And we're full up on nutrient bars, which is good. Let's go ahead and make as many of these all-the-modium crystals as we can. That's 64. Let's turn them all into vibranium crystals, and then let's turn them all into unobtainium crystals. Fantastic. And then from there, we should be able, inside of our arcane transmutation tablet, to craft them all into energy crystals. And now it's just a case of taking our antimatter drawer, this guy right here, and bringing that over again to the bioforge. So we want to be down here like this. And the unfortunate part here is that we just kind of need a lot of inventory space. So let me get rid of basically everything here. I'll put a few of these items actually up in there. And we just kind of need to fill our inventory with antimatter. I don't know if there's a way to automate this because the bioforge, I feel like you have to be in here to make it happen. And so I think we just kind of have to make sure we have space like this and then just complete the craft. And that did 3 of them, and we need to get 50. So it's going to take a minute or so here, but it's not going to be particularly difficult, I don't think. All right, and 54 antimatter crystals later. We still got 3,000 antimatter left to go there, which is fine. For now, I'll move this back up here, although I'm fairly certain that we're not really going to need anywhere near 3,000 more going forward here. And so now the only thing we don't have is the Ender Slime Crystal. For this, we need 10,000 of these Sky Slime Crystals. These are made by combining together just a slime ball and an amethyst shard. That's actually fine. Slime balls, we've got a ton of them, and amethyst shards we have as well. These are EMCable. I'm fairly certain that I've EMC'd these, but just to check, yep, I didn't want to get to the point where we needed more of these, and it turns out that I foolishly hadn't EMC'd them. But if we take this over to our forge, which I actually don't think we have down, we need to put that into the smithing table. Do I have my smithing table in here? I do indeed. I didn't put it back down because I didn't think we'd need it, but we'll replace it down and we'll go boom, boom, and boom. Nice. We can, of course, do something like this. And then from there, what we should be able to do is over here, we can probably repurpose this setup. Let me move these singularities because we don't need those for now. And then if we move the neutronium compressor over to maybe here, what we should be able to do is kind of get rid of this, change this to Sky Slime Crystals, like so. And then if we put down the compressor again, we should then be able to start filling this up with those Sky Slime Crystals. If this is working correctly, which I think it should be, I do this every time, it's got to go into the top, like so. And Cool, that should be working. This does have the Infinity Pipe upgrade, and so this is going to go nice and quick. And there we go. We have one Ender Slime Crystal. It's going to make more of them, but that's also completely fine. So in here, we should be able to just move this recipe over. Not enough Draconic Crafting Injectors. So the problem here could be, could be a few things. Let me first of all get rid of this Watch of Flowing Time, because that could be part of the problem, although I don't think that it is. And then secondarily, it could be positioning, which I also don't think is a problem, but we'll see. Oh no, it totally was. The watch was just in the way. Boom. Look at that. It puts all of the crystals into all of the slots, and it also puts the Ender Slime Crystal in the middle there. Let's click craft. That is going to charge up I think it's quadrillion RF worth of power, so it's really going to start tanking it over here. We do have a bunch of uraninite in there, and of course we can put in even more if we want as well to really make sure we have enough power there. But this, I think, should be fine. It's really slowed down there, which is not ideal. We're moving out 36 million RF per tick. Again, I feel like that should be higher. Oh, it could be the case that we need to bypass limit on, yeah, we need to bypass limit on all of these. Let me try using my Flux configurator, because I feel like what's happened here is we copied one of the nodes before it was set to bypass limit. Is this now set to bypass? It is. So let me quickly make sure that all of the new nodes are set to bypass limit, because I think some of these will have filled up real fast, and some of the newer ones will have filled up real slow. Okay, so with all of them unlocked, I think that we're about to hit 100% here. We are indeed. Look at that, fantastic. And then the craft here is going to take a second or two, but that finally is going to be one singular tiny chaos fragment for us. And from there, we can go ahead and throw that into our system. And because we have just a staggering amount of EMC, almost 400 quintillion EMC, we can do something like this to craft up the small fragment. We can then take that small fragment and craft it up into a standard chaos shard, I believe. We are after this one, sorry, a large fragment, this one right here, and then we can take the large fragment and we can craft that into an actual chaos shard. Nice. Okay, so let me type in chaos and let me get the quest complete for a couple of these here, including the actual chaos shard itself, which might be the only quest that we are actually completing. But now that we have this, we should be able to start working on these infinity catalysts. What quest have we not completed? The antimatter quest, but I have completed the antimatter quest. I'm not quite sure why these quests, or maybe they are actually available, but they look unavailable because they're so dark, but I think that's just the shadowing on the infinity catalysts. I think they've got like a weird kind of drop shadow on them, which makes them look very dark. That's fine. So to make these, we need 4 Draconic Reactor Cores. The 4 Draconic Reactor Cores is going to require 4 Chaos Shards with some Awakened Draconium, some Draconium Ingots, and some large Chaos Shards as well. That's fine. Let's take some large Chaos Shards. Let's take some Awakened Draconium and regular Draconium, and let's also take some more regular Chaos Shards as well. Is that a Chaos tier recipe? That's a good question, actually. I think the answer there is probably, unfortunately, going to be yes, it is. And so we need to get 9 Chaotic Fusion Crafting Injectors. For the Chaotic Fusion Crafting Injectors, we need Dragon Eggs, we need Chaos Fragments, we need Diamonds, and of course we need Draconic Fusion Crafting Injectors. Okay, that is fine. In that case then, let's take a quick detour. End Crystal. I am going to craft at least one of these ideally. Gassed Essence we can make, and if we don't have it already, which we do, we get it from the Angel block over there. Once we have gas tiers, let me throw those in. That makes us end crystals. And then the end crystals here, I'm going to take with me through to the end. Because what we need to do, real quick, is we do have to fight the end dragon a few more times. If we're going to make our way over here, I feel like we might as well do that. So right now, I believe there should be 1 dragon egg hiding around over here. It is. It's in the middle there. So we are going to have to, push that off so we can get it. But we also need to fight the dragon at least, I think, 3 more times, because in order to finish the pack, we need to make the 3 Oldemodium alloys, and each one of those requires this Piglich heart. If I press U here, we need the Unobtainium Oldemodium alloy, we need the Unobtainium Vibranium alloy, and we need the Vibranium Oldemodium alloy. These 3 alloys are required. Each one requires a Piglich heart, and each Piglich heart requires a dragon heart. This is why we're fighting the dragon multiple times, because we need 3 more of these hearts, and currently we have 0 of them. So real quick, let me go ahead and do something like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That should respawn the dragon in. And then just like before, let me grab my unobtainium sword. And let's kind of get rid of these crystals just, I guess, as and when they come in. I don't know if I have to wait until they are... I do have to wait. That's fine. We'll wait until they're all in. We'll destroy all the crystals. We'll kill the dragon 3 more times to get 3 more dragon hearts. And then we'll steal that dragon egg, head back, and see if we can't make the reactors. Also, it turns out, I think it's just faster to not even bother with the crystals. The sword is so powerful here that if we just rush down the dragon, we can kill it despite the fact that it has some regeneration, which is perfect. So there's our first heart. Let's do that 2 more times. All right, 1 more hit. And there we go. The dragon is dead. Nice. So I do actually have the dragon eggs here. It turns out what I did, I got a bit impatient. And so I put down the crystals like this before the dragon had finished dying. And if you put all 4 of these down before the dragon dies, it then doesn't spawn in a new dragon. And so I had to break the crystals. When you break the crystals, they drop the eggs. Look at that. And so we now have 4 dragon eggs. They do have an EMC value, and so if we head back here, we can skip the credits, and once we're back, we can grab our arcane transmutation tablet, and we can drop the dragon egg in. Dropping that dragon egg in should then give us everything we need in order to make the chaotic fusion crafting injectors. Oh, of course, yes, I didn't get the heart, chat, that is my bad. Let me go get that 3rd heart. The whole reason we fought the dragon for the 3rd time. Did I destroy the heart? No. Okay, I may or may not have destroyed the heart. All right, fine. Fine, we'll do one more fight. All right, let's not blow this one up. Let's just take the dragon heart and be on our way, shall we? Goodbye, my friend. Oh, you'd even die. That's crazy. All right, we do have to wait for this guy to die so we can actually head on back through the portal. But we now have, I believe, everything that we're going to need in order to make these 9 draconic fusion crafting injectors. So, again, if we want the chaotic, fusion crafting injectors, these guys right here, we need 9 dragon eggs. Now that we have them EMC'd, we should be able to take out really as many of them as we like, and those guys are going just on the side, right? Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and take 9 of these, which is just a full side, which is fine because we don't need anywhere near this many of them going forward. We'll place those into the middle. In fact, actually, if we get all the items, we can just shift-click it in. So we're just missing diamonds, and I think that's it. We have large chaos shards, and diamond-wise, I should definitely be getting these out of my arcane transmutation table, not out of my simple storage network, but now we are just missing. I actually don't know what we're missing. Let me put the items in. We've got the injectors there. We've got the egg. We then need 4 shards. Let's do this, and let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter, by the way, where you put these, so long as they all end up. And then we need 4 diamonds as well. Let me do 4 like this. And then we'll do maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that good? That is good. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't work, but we're charging up and we're going to complete the craft here. We do have to do this 9 times. I did get rid of the observers between episodes because I thought they looked pretty bad. And so we are going to have to click the crafting button 9 times here. But once we have these, we can then replace a couple of the pre-existing fusion crafting injectors. In fact, we could just put them down right about here. And then we should be able to use those to make 4 of these draconic reactor cores. And 9 chaotic fusion crafting injectors later, we can then click in the recipe for the core. And we should, I think, have enough to do this 4 times. I did go ahead and put down the watch your flowing time again just beneath this because we're not using this fusion crafting injector, and it does make the second stage of the craft just that little bit faster. But that is basically all of the draconic reactors taken care of. Nice, and we've got extra if we needed more of them, which thankfully we do not. So we've got all of the singularities. We do need some crystal matrix blocks. Again, those are definitely going to be the easiest part of the equation. We'll go ahead and throw those in. I think a stack is way more than what we need. We also need some neutronium blocks as well. Again, just EMCable, and boom, we got a stack of those. Again, more than what we're going to need. We need 5 of the matter clusters per craft, but we've got a full chest of them over there. We've got more than the 20 required. And so now let's have a look at some of the nitty-gritty stuff in the middle here, because we've got everything on the outside. We have got singularities, that's fine. We've got antimatter, also fine. We've got final star shards, that's fine. The end gobber foo, I think we also have, if I check in here, end gobber, I thought we'd made the end gobber foo, but I guess not. End gobber foo. I think we should be able to make it though. Yeah, we totally can. Nice, let me do this just so it's available in the future, but boom, there are 4 of those. That's checked off the list. So the creative essence, we need 4 of these, which means we need 40 Insanium essence. That also should be fine. We don't have any Insanium essence. However, we do have more than 40 Inferium essence, and if we quickly do something like this, we can get down to 40, and then we can spend a minute down here by our altar, just making this pretty quickly, especially with the upgrades we made last time to the Blood Altar here with the speed upgrades and the extra runes of capacity and self-sacrifice. It should be very easy for us to get 40 Insanium, which we can then run through the Neutronium compressor to get all of the creative essence that we're going to need. And you'll see here that this runs through the whole system very quickly and gets us Insanium. We just have to do that 39 more times. All right, there we go. 40 Insanium essence. Took a little bit of time. I did put down some more of these Lifestone pedestals, and so now we can basically just click as fast as we want with the sacrificial knife here, and it very quickly fills up the altar. I also did put down another Watch of Flowing Time here, which makes this so much faster at transmuting any item we put in it. If I put this in, you'll see it transforms into Insanium essence incredibly quickly, and then now over here we can break this, get all of our end slime crystals that we don't need, and then we can do something like this and like this, and that's going to get us the 4 creative essence. Nice, we can put that in over here. So, back on here, what are we now missing? We do need to get 4 temporal pouches. These should be fairly straightforward. These are not EMCable. We do need bone marrow, which I think we have. Yeah, we got 185 bone marrow. That is fantastic. Blocks of gold, eyes of ender, and leather. Blocks of gold, apparently, are the things that we are missing. I would not be surprised if they are not available in here, although they definitely are, because we use them to make the singularities with, of course, as well. So let's do this, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. I'll put all of those into there. Fantastic. So that's that bit taken care of. What else do we have? We also need to get these dragon stars. The dragon stars, I think, are pretty straightforward. These are made with end goblet ingots, dragon eggs, and nether stars. All of those we have, and so we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4 of those and whack them in there. That's that ticked off as well. Singularities we've got. Let me take 4 of them. All right, as well. We've got 1 in there. Might as well get all 4 of them. Drop them in. Fantastic. Same with the antimatter. We do need 4 of these. Let's take 3 more of those out and drop them in over here. And the same is also true with those final star shards as well. Let's grab 3 more final star shards. Drop those in. So, now, Endist Pearls are pretty straightforward. The Endist Pearls are made with Endstone, Ender Pearls, Neutronium Ingots, and Nether Stars, all of which we should have. Nether Stars, we'll take a stack of those. Neutronium Ingots, we'll take a stack of those. Endstone, we will take a few stacks of those. And then, was it just Ender Pearls or was it Eyes of Ender? It was just Ender Pearls. That's fine. We'll take a few stacks of those as well. So can we need 8 of these, and we have got 3. Okay, so we need a lot more Ender Pearls by the looks of it. Also, it looks like you have to kind of go out and come back in for it to update there, which is not ideal, but it's also not the end of the world. Let me get a bunch more Ender Pearls here, and let's see if we can't get 5 more of these. We can. Perfect. That takes us to 8 Endist Pearls. Give it a second. There it is. Fantastic. We'll throw those in here. Those are checked off the list. And so now we need Ultimate Stew, Record Fragments, Cosmic Meatballs, and the Quantum Entangled Singularity. The Quantum Entangled Singularity, I think, is the next easiest on the list. We drop 1 Singularity and 1 Ender Dust on the ground. Ender Dust we have from AE2. If you don't have it, it's makeable using the Inscriber with Ender Pearl. And, of course, Singularities we have in abundance. If we were to go ahead and take these, we do need 2 Ender Dust, actually, because we need 4 of these. You get 2 at a time. So we take these, and then you need to just blow these up. The cute way of doing it is with Tiny TNT from AE2. For that, we are going to need some Certus Quartz Dust, which I really thought we'd have, but we can probably do it in here. We totally can. We don't have gunpowder taught, which I guess makes sense. We've not really used that much gunpowder, but let's try that one more time. There we go. And then if we grab some kind of lever or button, what we should be able to do is we should be able to place down on the ground our Singularity and our Ender Dust, like so. You place down the Tiny TNT next to it, and then you put down the lever, turn the Tiny TNT on, and then as that blows up those 2 together, it should produce some Singularities. So long as you don't let them fall into the void, like I just did. I don't think they fall endlessly through the void like we would, unfortunately, and so we did only get 2. I really thought we had some kind of platform underneath that bit of the base. That is not ideal, but we've got 2 of them here. We just need to get 2 more, thankfully. I did make an extra bit of TNT, and so you know what, let's do it up here. People are very annoyed at the fact that this tree is still here, but if we do something like this, let's put the lever there, let's put the tiny TNT down right about here, and then let's once again put down another singularity with another ender dust. We'll do a few there and there. Make sure that does go down, Isaac, and then let's blow that up again. This time, we should be able to collect all of the wares. Perfect, and that's way more than enough of the quantum entangled singularities. We need 4 of them. Nice. Okay, so now it is the cosmic meatballs. Let me unbookmark some stuff here. We need cosmic, we also don't need these either anymore, but we need cosmic meatballs and ultimate stew along with record fragments. The record fragments might be the next easiest bit. So the record fragments we can make from records, which we can make with essence. So we can basically make all of the different records, I think, using a different combination of dye here, but we need creeper essence, skeleton essence, and record essence. We have the creeper essence, we have the skeleton essence. The only thing we don't have is the record fragment essence. I've checked the system chat, we don't have any we don't have any records in there, unfortunately. This, though, is actually pretty straightforward. More creeper essence, more skeleton essence, and some iron essence. And then I'm hoping we have a little bit of creeper essence left to make this work. We don't. That's very unfortunate. Thankfully, we might be able to get some more of that if we grab our scythe again, this guy right here. And if we get this turned back on, real quick, if I were to go ahead and break the redstone block that's underneath here, that's going to stop our mob masher from mashing mobs. And then from there, we also want to get the device that turns off the feral flare lanterns. We are after the frozen pearl. So what we should be able to do is something like this to make this dark again. And then ideally here, we're looking for just a single creeper to spawn. If we can get a single creeper to spawn, we can then hopefully attack it for some creeper essence. Enderman essence not really needed. Witch essence also not needed. Zombie essence not required. I just want a single creeper, please, game. That's all I require. In fact, never mind. It turns out the Twitch chat is right. We can craft this music disc right here with nether essence, netherite essence, gold essence, and a blank record. Look at that. Boom. And then this can be crafted. Does it have any MC value? It does. Let me do one of these real quick then, just in case we need it in the future. But we could do something like this to get record fragments. And of course, we can then just teach the record fragments. And we need 4 per catalyst. And so we need 16 in total. That is not a problem. Nice. We'll throw those in here. So now all we need to get, I believe, is the cosmic meatballs and the ultimate stew, right? We have everything else on the list here. The ultimate stew, I think, is the easier of the 2 options here. For this, I think it's mostly just going to be a case of using nature essence to get all of the required items. How much nature essence do we have? We don't have much. However, we can get nature essence by clicking on our grace block over here. So we do something like this. We can get a ton of nature essence. Fantastic. And then we need 4 ultimate stews. I guess we need 1 ultimate stew because they are EMCable. And so we need 2 wheat. We also need, let me bookmark this recipe. We need 2 carrots. We need 2 potatoes, as well as 2 beets. Thankfully, we got a lot of this stuff. Do we have beets in here? We got a lot of this stuff when we were setting up the altar downstairs. We don't. I also don't think you can make beets with nature essence. Never mind, you totally can. Let's do one of these. Let's also do one of these just in case we need more beets going forward, although I don't think we will. Apples, we definitely have. Fantastic again. Let's EMC those, even though we only need 2 for this recipe in particular. Melons, we definitely have. Whether or not they're EMC'd is a different question. Of course, they're not. That would be far, far too easy. And in fact, the melons are over down here with our little nutrient paste setup, right? They are indeed. Let's take those. We made that a long, long time ago now, but we'll get ourselves some melons. And then how are we doing on pumpkins? No pumpkins, but again, they are, you guessed it, nature essenceable. Mushrooms, also essenceable. Other mushrooms, also essenceable. And then just a pile of neutrons, which we do have in the system. Nice. And so then should be everything for the ultimate stew. Oh, we're just missing some cactus. which, you guessed it, is essenceable. Perfect. So let's do one of these. You do get 4 at a time, actually, which is perfect. We will EMC it just in case we ever need more of them, which I don't think we do. And boom. So now it's just the cosmic meatballs left to go. The reason that the cosmic meatballs are left at the end here, some of this stuff, not too difficult. I don't know. Gosh, look at that fish essence. I guess we could do this. We could also maybe just fish 2 fish. I don't know if that would be easier or harder. But as far as this is concerned, raw chicken we should have. We do. Raw beef we should also have from our cows earlier in the playthrough. Let's teach both of those. And so let me bookmark the recipe for the cosmic meatballs. We now just need raw mutton. Raw pork chops we might also have, actually. Let me check. We do have 1 raw pork chop. That is perfect. Let's do this, and let's take out 1 more raw pork chop. But so now, all we need is raw mutton, raw cod, raw rabbit, and raw salmon. Those are the 3 items required, and at that point, we're good to go on the Infinity Catalyst. So of the 4 items required here, the raw rabbit and the raw mutton are the only 2 that can't be fished. And so what might be the easiest thing for us to do, bizarrely, it might not be a terrible idea for us to get a fishing rod and just do like a little bit of fishing in a small body of water to try and get the cod and whatnot. We do have this down here. Can I like just fish in this small little pond? I think we're quite likely to get some cod. And of course, we only need 1 really because we can EMC the second one. And the same is also true for the salmon as well. I forget the fishing requirements in later versions of Minecraft. I feel like some require bigger bodies of water, some require smaller. I might need a bigger body of water than this to actually get any fish. As far as the rabbits and the sheep go, though, those should be fairly straightforward in that hopefully we can take some of our pre-existing seeds. Okay, I'm going to come back to this in a second. Let me come up here. We don't have any animals currently, unfortunately. However, we do have pig seeds available. And so I'm hopeful that what we can do is we can plant down the pig seed and we can obviously grow that to make it faster. I do wonder if the watcher flowing time, I'm going to turn these off just to try and save on some server lag. But if I grab my tablet and I grab a few more watchers here, let's say 3 with 3 more pedestals, does this actually make this faster? The answer is like maybe. But also maybe not. At the same time, we should also be able to use our watering can to try and make this quicker as well, much like we did earlier in the pack. That definitely works a little bit. But from there, what we should be able to do is we should be able to transmute the animal using the Philosopher's Stone. So long as this has not been taken out of the pack, I'm fairly certain that Project E used to have a option, like a category, to where we could maybe fire projectile. Let me change that to numpad 7, just so I can actually use it. It could also be bonus effect as well. Let me change bonus effect to like, there, multiply. Sure, right, that's fine. Let's see if this works. People are also mentioning the Sigil of the Green Grove. That could also work, actually. Although I feel like sometimes this is real slow. Oh no, it does work. Look at that. Nice, that's much better, actually, than the watering can. And I think we have enough life points in our network as well to where this is fine. So let's try ultimine this, of course, because we might need more. And then from there, if we just grab some carrots, we can turbo this pig into the giant pig that it always meant to be. And apparently we don't have any carrots. That's fine. Let's do something like this. And then let's do something like this to get as many carrots as we could ever possibly need. And then if we quickly do something like this, we can hopefully transform this pig into a different animal. The Twitch chat's also pointing out that I can't read. Apparently it said boots in the menu, not bonus. That makes a lot of sense. So if I take this and I try numpad 7, look at that, it transforms it. We are looking for a sheep. You gotta be careful because some animals are very small. Hello, my friend. No, please stand still. We're looking for a sheep and or a rabbit. That's a goat. That's an ocelot. Hello, my friend. Please stay still so I can fire this. That is a polar bear. That's a pig again, horse, chicken, cow, mule, fox, panda. That's a squid. Don't let the squid die. That's a llama. That's a mule. That's a donkey. That's a horse. That's a fox. Again, if you could stay still. That's a cat. That's a pufferfish. That's a squid. It's an ocelot. Oh my goodness. It might take a little bit of trying here, but I think we should be able to get either a rabbit or a sheep. I'm surprised we've not seen a sheep already. Sheep are pretty common Minecraft animals. We've seen so many pigs, horses, and mules. Don't want to fish. The salmon and the cod could be useful, although I do think those are going to be easier. There's a rabbit! Don't jump off the edge, you idiot! Okay, so I think what we probably want to do in that scenario, chat, is we probably want to do the same thing, but maybe with like a fence of some persuasion. Okay, so here's our sheep, which is good. That was a lot easier this time around. This does get us mutton. Perfect. Okay, so that's one of those taken care of. Let's do one of these, and then let's grab at least one more mutton. Perfect. So now we just need the rabbits, and then we need the fish. I might even use the same technique here for the salmon and the cod, because we do seem to be getting those somewhat regularly. We'll try and get the rabbit first, and then we'll maybe try the fishing again, but if the fishing doesn't work, then we'll probably kind of just stick with this. Okay, so we killed a rabbit, but I don't think that we got any rabbit meat, unfortunately. And so, I have to keep trying. There we go. Okay, right. So the Twitch chat was pointing out that I think previously it was a baby rabbit because I transformed a baby pig to do it. So I think I was testing whether or not you needed to fully like feed the baby into an adult before you transformed it. But I think you do. I think you have to get it to fully grow up from a baby into an adult, then transform it to get a fully grown rabbit, at which point we can then get rabbit meat. That wasn't too bad at all. And so now let's quickly try that fishing again, and then if not, we'll do some transforming, because I saw a lot of salmon and a lot of cod whilst trying to get the rabbit, although I'm sure if I try again now, I'm not going to see any salmon or any cod, because, of course, why would I? Okay, so we decided to go with the transmutating method, because the fishing was taking an awfully long time, but there is our cod. And let me grab another stack of carrots here, and then let's do the same thing one more time for the cod. All right. And there we go. We've got our cod as well. Okay, chat. I think that finally we are good to go. Salmon, check. Cod, check. And I believe now that that is everything that we need for the cosmic meatballs. It totally is. And even better than that, I think that's also everything that we need to actually begin making this Infinity Catalyst. So let me get rid of all of the stuff that was used for all of the crafts that we no longer need, at least not on us. Cosmic meatballs we do need. Fishing rods we don't need. The sigil we also do not need. Beef we don't need. So I need all of the singularities. Antimatter, singularity, final star. I don't know if I can fit all of these in my inventory, you know. I think we might have to kind of put these things in parts. Not that that's a huge problem. If we don't shift click it in, we can do something like this and kind of start putting things in manually. But we've got like redstone at the top, and then I've no idea what this is. I can't shift click it in. We're only missing 4 things though. We're missing soup, we're missing fragments, we're missing the dragon stars. Did I put those in here? Or in here? I did, they're in here, that's fine. And then we're also missing one more thing. We don't need the flux configurator. The one more thing that we're missing is these guys. We need a few of these though, so this is where inventory space becomes again a bit of a problem, but I think if we clear our inventory out kind of to the max, we should have enough space for this. So I do that. I think that's everything. And so now, if I click, can't find space in the inventory. I wonder if that's because, can't find space for the item in the inventory. I wonder if that's because I've put some of the items in already? People are saying I'll use the stuff in here already, which makes sense. Usually you can press it and it kind of reorganizes stuff that's in there. That time it just took stuff out, which is an interesting choice. Can't find space. Okay. What if I do this? Nope. What if I do this? What if nothing is in there? And we press move items. There we go. Okay, that worked. Kind of. There's still some stuff that it didn't move in. For example, it didn't move in the temporal pouch just because it doesn't stack. It didn't move in the quantum entangled singularity. That's fine. But there we go. That's one. And now we just need to do that a few more times. We need a few more of these. Okay, cool. All right. And that is number 4. And so now, finally, we have 4 Infinity Catalysts. Look at that. Fantastic. And of course, we can go and put these into their respective slots on the back wall. Perfect. And just a heads up, if you don't manage to get a ton of matter clusters like this, these are usable. If you right-click them, they just disappear. So be careful not to do that if you don't have like infinite of them. Thankfully, we've got a ton of spare ones, so it doesn't really matter too much. But we are good to go on the Infinity Catalyst. We can unbookmark this. And so now it is back to just trying to get every one of these ingots, because now it is solely our focus to try and make the Infinity Ingot, which I don't think is going to be difficult per se. I think it's mostly just going to be a little bit tedious. Most of the ingots here are kind of just alloys that we have to put together using the smeltery for the most part. We have things like blood brass ingot. This is made by putting brass into the blood altar. That, super easy. We've got brass. We can put it in the blood altar. That one, not a problem. Actually, maybe the easiest of the ingots that we have left to do. Easy. That one, where does it go? Let me bookmark the Infinity Ingot recipe again, just so I can kind of vaguely see where things are going to go. That one goes down at the bottom here. I think what I'll start working on real quick. Actually, there's one thing we definitely want to focus on. So the thing that I did a lot of between streams, whilst I was waiting for the antimatter to build up here, I spent a lot of time working on cybersteel. Cybersteel is maybe the hardest ingot left to make and the hardest thing left to do, because to get 90 millibuckets of cyber steel, we need 470 millibuckets of molten processor, 75 millibuckets of unobtainium vibranium alloy, and 165 millibuckets of molten chorus metal. These two shouldn't be too difficult. The molten processor, though, you get 1 millibucket of molten processor per iridium circuit. So we need 470 iridium circuits in order to make the one cybersteel ingot required for this Infinity Ingot. And so if we want to make 470 of these, that means we need 940 of every one of these, because you have to run all of the advanced circuits through twice. Then we have to make 470 advanced circuits, which means that we need 940 of all of these, and we have to make 470 electronic circuits, which means that we need like 2,800 of these, because we need to do this 6 times, and we need 470 printed logic circuits. So between streams, I started working on this. You'll see that I set up a bit of a system here for taking iron and turning it into the metal required for the fuses, because we need a ton of fuses. The metal is called industrial grade metal. This is fairly straightforward and works pretty well. Basically, I just take iron out of the transmutation tablet, drop it in here, and then it will slowly but surely get pulled through and turned into sheets. And it works pretty fast, which is why we're currently out of blood there. The reason it's working super fast now is that we put down the Watch of Flowing Time. My sacrificial knife is currently not in my system because we needed space on inventory before, but you know, if you do something like this, you can very quickly get a lot of stuff, and you'll see we're out of iron. That works quite well. So over here, I have got 2,820 LV cable. These are EMCable. This was pretty straightforward. Over here, we've got 2,800 fuses. These are not EMCable, but again, the glass is EMCable and the industrial grade metal, super easy, and you get 24 at a time, so these were not too bad. The engineering circuits and the calculation circuits, we need 970 of both of these. We've got over 1,000. Those were pretty straightforward. Up here, I made 2 more of the advanced inscribers, and it turns out that making more presses is pretty straightforward once you have one. We had to use this recipe the first time, but once you have one of them, it's just 1 iron block to duplicate and get a second one. So I made a second I made 2 more actually, calculation presses, and I also made 3 engineering presses as well. I am now realizing we're going to have to do the same with logic, which is something I've not done, but again, that's fine. All we really need to do is grab gold out of here, and then in here, we can of course also grab that block of iron, like so. Actually, ideally I'd want 2 of those, because then we can do something like this with the logic press, make 2 more logic presses, and then put those in here, and in here. And then we can do 3 stacks at a time, and doing 3 stacks at a time pretty quickly gets us to over 1,000 in a fairly short period of time. So I'm not too worried about that. The advanced alloys, these were a bit of a pain. It was mostly a case of just getting all the stuff. We took a lot of iron, a lot of bronze, and a lot of aluminum, pulverized it all using the macerator, which thankfully is very fast up with those watches of flowing time. And then that's why these iron furnaces are here. I used these to smelt all of that advanced alloy dust into advanced alloy ingots. Those are done. And then we got the fuses. The top one here is the one that's a bit tricky. We have the calculation presses. After that, though, we need 940 carbon plates. We need 940 iridium plates. Those ones were super easy because we have iridium being made for us over here. And so I just took them out and ran them through the roller. That got us all the plates. That's fine. Again, the fuses are fine. The 2 tricky bits are the graphene and the carbon plates. Now, for these 2, I did set up a little bit of automation over here before we had the macerator on here. That's because we've got two EMC links. One is producing coal balls, one regular coal. The coal balls get run through the compressor to make compressed coal balls, which is what we have here. We've got like 30,000. Sorry, 65,000. This is now full. And then over here, we have the coal going into the macerator and down into coal dust. The reason for that, of course, is that we can then, as soon as we clear some inventory space, we can do something like this. We can get a ton of coal balls, and using our arcane transmutation table, we can then combine those up with obsidian to make the graphene. And you'll see there we got a stack. We need a ton of these coal balls because, again, we need 940 of them. And so I felt it was going to be sensible to just go ahead and automate the production of the compressed coal balls here so that I wasn't just manually going through and making hundreds of stacks of coal balls. And so all we have to do now is just do what I just did there until we have enough graphene. We are currently at 496, so we're over halfway there. It shouldn't take too long. And then the same is kind of true for the plates. All we have to do is take all of the coal dust, drop it all in the system, and take even more coal dust. And then we're going to craft all of that coal dust into these guys right here, the carbon fibers. We can then craft as many carbon fibers as is humanly possible. And then we can take the carbon fibers. We can then craft those, once we have all of them, into carbon fiber mesh like this. And then we take the carbon fiber mesh and we run that through the rolling machine. Again, not a difficult thing to do. Sorry, not the rolling machine, the compressor, I think, actually. Let me take this guy back. Where's my dark matter pick? I want to move you and put you back over here where you were before. And then we can compress those into carbon plates. Again, not difficult, but just a little tedious. But I think we have enough of the resources to make all of this happen. It's just like taking 2 minutes to actually go ahead and craft it all down and run it all through the required machines. And at that point, it's then just a case, of course, of taking all of the required items for all of that stuff and kind of running it through our deployer setup. So we got to take all of the logic circuits, these guys over here. Again, we need 470 of these, and we need to run them through this setup with the cables and the fuses to get all the basic circuits. Once we have all the basic circuits, we can then run it through again with all of these to get the advanced, and then again to get the iridium. And hopefully, that will be all of the iridium circuits required to make the cyber steel ingots. We could do with making a couple of extra iridium circuits, though, because again, if we want to make the 3 piglet hearts here, we are going to have to make 2 more infinity pipe upgrades, and that requires 2 more iridium circuits. We do already have 1 infinity pipe upgrade, and so 2 more is all we need. So we could do with making 2 extra iridium circuits, which thankfully, I don't think is going to be too difficult. Okay, so I think we are now good to go. We've got over 940 carbon plates, and we've got over 940 graphene. I just used the carry-on mod to move the drawers down here, and then we just grabbed a few stacks of obsidian and just threw them into the system. That made it a lot easier to craft things like the graphene, because then you can just do something like this and craft a ton of it very quickly without having to take it out of the drawer, which is nice. And so now, the next problem that we run into in terms of this is the chest here. The chest here is not very big, and as we saw before, if we were to try and make 470 of these all at once, the chest here would just fill up with random garbage, and then the belt would fill up, and then the whole thing would kind of just come to a halt. And so what I think we're going to want to do is replace that standard chest with another kind of intermediary colossal chest, like the one that we have over there. And so let's have a look at colossal. It doesn't need to be that big. It just needs to be big enough to hold 470 plus items, which, you know, it should be fine. So we might as well go for diamond here, I think, given that we have the ability to do it. Let's get a diamond colossal chest wall, and then let's get a diamond colossal chest core, which does require more diamond colossal chest wall, actually. And then we also want to get a diamond colossal chest interface, but that's probably easily done in here. Let's do this. We'll take the interface. We will take the wall, and we're going to need a lot of the wall, actually, and we'll take the core. We need 1 core. We need a ton of wall, really depending on how big we want to make the chest, although to be fair, I think a standard 3x3x3 will do the trick. So I'm probably going to have to get rid, and by probably I mean definitely, going to have to break this little bit of a tree here that we've got. But essentially what I'm thinking is that if we put our colossal chest core right about here, I think you can pipe directly into the core. Yeah, that should be fine. So let's put the core down there, and then I'm going to put the interface down right about here. The interface is what we're going to pull out of to loop back around. And so let's do something like this and build the full 3x3x3. I'm pretty sure it needs to be hollow in the middle, so let me get rid of that. And boom, that gets us a chest. And so real quick, if I do this and this, that does connect, fantastic. And so with them, we can grab our wrench, we can disconnect this here, we can reset that to extract, and we can re-enable this pipe upgrade, like so. And this is set to blacklist all of the actual circuits. And so this should be massive in terms of how much it can store, bigger than our gold chest, which is already gigantic. And so now let me take off these items. I didn't really factor these into the amounts that we needed. I kind of forgot what these were here. But what we should be able to do now is we should be able to take some of these drawers and then using pipes, we should be able to pipe them to where they need to go. So for example, if we take some item pipes here, as well as some pipe upgrades to make them nice and fast, we can do something like this. We don't want these to connect, so I will go ahead and disconnect each and every one of those, shift right click to do that. And then with the drawers, we can use the carry-on mod to just move this, for example, up to here, and move this up to here, like that. And then if we set those to extract on the bottom, boom, boom, with the pipe upgrades, boom, boom, that's going to begin to fill these up with items, and they should stay full as well, which is good. From there, we can go ahead and we can just kind of disconnect some of these guys here, because for now, we just need the first two layers, these two right here. So we'll go ahead and put you back down like that, and at that point, I think we're basically good to go. At that point, I think all we need to do is take our printed logic circuits. Again, we kind of got too many of these, actually. We only need 470 of these, and I think it would be preferable, and by 470, I mean 472, if we want to get those extra 2 iridium circuits for the alloys. And so I think from there, if I do this, 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 that should just work. And so long as the pipe is moving stuff over fast enough, which I think it is, yeah, we should be good to go. I'll do this just to be safe. We'll put a pipe upgrade in there to make it move faster. But essentially, it's going to go ahead and do all of these once first, because this is so fast. It's going to extract them all once. Once they're all in here and they're all full, it should then start like looping them around. Although to be fair, the looping might also be happening as well. Yeah, no, it looks like the looping is also happening pretty quickly. And so this is working. At this point, it would be beneficial for us to make this faster. And so what I have done is I have disconnected this temporarily. Earlier in the episode, this mixer wasn't working because our speed was too slow, so I did temporarily disconnect that there. With that disconnected, I think we can go a fair bit faster than what we've currently got going on here. I actually don't know how fast we can go. 90, though, is pretty quick. And in fact, I think if we wanted to put our hand on the scales a little bit, we could also get our temporal pouch and make these just a little bit faster. No, I guess not, eh? That doesn't work. And now we've got to wait 24 seconds. I really thought that might work. We might be able to do like a 2x speed upgrade, but the 4x doesn't. We could try the watch your flowing time, although I'm also fairly certain that's not going to work. But you know what? It is worth giving it a go. Let me get a dark matter pedestal, and let's put that down maybe like right about here, like this, and like this. If anything, maybe speeding the wheels up might do something to make it so that we could speed everything else up, but I also don't think that's going to work either. So that's done. If I do this, yeah, it has the same problem where it does speed it up, but they don't like being sped up. And so I think really, what if we speed up? Let me try speeding it up over here. Like if I speed up the wheels, can I then run this higher? No, doesn't work. Okay, that's unfortunate, but for the most part is completely fine. And these are doing the job. What I might do, actually, because I don't think we need most of what else is here, I might go ahead, and I think this has an EMC value, this rotational speed controller. What I might do this, grab, and then basically take it over to this side, like this. If we put this down here, we could probably disconnect basically everything else that's not currently needed, and just connect up this setup to make it much faster. So if we get another large cogwheel, we can place that down here. We can then grab some shaft, and then we can just run that over. And at that point, we can probably run this quite aggressively. Right here, we've got a bit of a janky system. I don't know what I guess I did this right before, which is indeed quite janky, but at the same time does kind of get the job done. Do we have any gearboxes? We don't, but I'm fairly certain I did teach the gearboxes in here. We did indeed. And then let's do a quick one of these. And then we also do need one more of those as well. That's fine. We'll do this. We will do this. And then give me one more gearbox. This time vertical, I believe, is what we're after. That's going to go down right about here. Boom. And then how far can we crank this? Pretty far is the answer, actually. Actually, not quite up to the max. 230 does work. Oh, we're going the wrong way. Okay, hold on. That's my bad. I wondered what was going on there. Let me put another gearbox in here to spin this the right way. It doesn't matter which way it goes for... Let me take those off. It doesn't matter which way that it goes for the deployers, but for the belt to the bottom, it does matter. Okay, and so this is working and should be a substantial speed upgrade of what we had before, and hopefully is going to slowly but surely work its way through getting us all of the required circuits. So now, while we wait for this to do its thing, we can look at making all of the kind of rogue alloys that are on the wall here. So a lot of the ones that are from Tinker's construct itself are kind of just alloys that we just make in the smeltery. Like Manulin is just cobalt and debris. Debris in this case being netherite scrap. Debris scrap, I guess. Do we need to put netherite scrap sand in? I guess we can't just put netherite in, because I think I get this molten netherite. It does, and then I assume you can't put netherite scrap in either. You can't, unfortunately, and so I think we are going to have to make some more netherite scrap sand for that, which is pretty unfortunate. It's not incredibly difficult for us to do, but it's just a bit of a pain to work with. Also, I don't think this debris scrap is particularly easy for us to get. So I think we have to make more netherite scrap sand, which is more ancient debris gravel, which is like, it's the whole process we did before with the ancient debris. The ancient debris, does the ancient debris really not have an EMC value? It doesn't. That's very unfortunate. But rose gold is an easier one, I think. This is just copper and gold. That's easy enough. Cobalt, we have cobalt essence. We can make cobalt. That's fine. Yeah, we got cobalt essence in here. Let's do one of those. That gets us cobalt ingots. Fantastic. We can go ahead and put the cobalt ingot itself on the wall that goes up there, and we can use the other cobalt ingots for some of the other ingots and knock that off the list. And then we've got like this Bowlin ingot here, which is made with obsidian, red beryl, and epidot. Epidot's a gem that we saw previously, which is made with molten queen slime and amethyst shards. Some people did point out that some of these ingots are easier to make if you make the block version of them. I think this was one of those examples where we have this quivim ingot right here. This can be made by pulling molten quivim over an ingot cast. The molten quivim, though, is made in a smeltery with molten rose gold and molten pig iron. So we'd have to get pig iron, we'd have to get rose gold. Those are both more alloys. It's not particularly difficult, but the block can be made by just pulling magma over a block of cobalt. And the magma is just magma creams over cobalt, which we already have, and can duplicate using refined radiance. So I think some of these are going to be easier if we make the block version. Not all of them, for example. This one right here, this Balian, the block version of this just requires even more of the molten Balian. So at that point, there's no point making the block version of it over the ingot version. But I think for a lot of these, it's going to be a case of either making the ingot via an alloy or making the block via an alternative recipe if there is one. Did I put neutronium ingots there? I see they're bookmarked. I don't think neutronium ingots are... oh, no, they're not in the wall. That's fine. We do have those, though. And we can put in one neutronium ingot. That is going to go right about here, I think. Yeah, that's correct. Another set of ingots that might be fairly straightforward are the mystical agriculture ones. So we have Inferium, Imperium, we've got Tertium, we've got Supremium, and we've got Insanium. These are all made in basically the same way. They're all made in the fusion crafting injector with prosperity shards, which we can get from the end, Inferium essence, or whatever tier essence is required for the craft, Solium dust, which we made before. We made that from the Sol dust, which does have an EMC. We can get more of that. And then we need experience droplets and dye agglomeratio. The dye agglomeratio, pretty straightforward. It's just dyes. And then the agglomeratio here from experience is just experience essence, which I think we do have. Yeah, we do. Again, I think you get this from killing mobs with the scythe. We've got enough to make all the ingots. And so I think I'll start with this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and make all of the mystical agriculture ingots because they're all the exact same recipe in the fusion crafting injector, just with different essences. And it also requires prosperity ingots here, which are pretty straightforward. All right, so I've made all of the ingots here apart from Insanium, boom, and boom. They're all pretty straightforward. The dye agglomeratio is super easy to make. We just finished the Solium. And there we go. We have all of those ingots. Take it off the list and take it off the list. Perfect. So let me quickly see if I can't find where in the world these go on the wall here. Look at that, quest complete, fantastic. So we have Inferium on the far right there. Then we've got Prudentium, which is going to go right about there. Then we have Supremium, which is down here. We then have Insanium, which is over here. Then we've got Orange Man, which is Tertium. The Tertium is going not here. I keep looking at this Blazing Copper, but that's not the right one. It's right next to that. It's right here. And then finally, we have the Imperium, which is going to go right here. Okay, so that is all of the mystical agriculture ingots taken care of. That is fine. We also have this Hellforged ingot. We do have, thankfully, the Hellforged ingot. But for that, we are going to want to get, I think, some more of the Refined Radiance. And I don't think we currently have any Refined Radiance. Never mind, we totally do. We've got 10. Let me do this and this, just so we have a spare one. I don't think we're going to need it, but on the off chance we do, let's put the Hellforged ingot right over here. I think it's right there. It is indeed. Fantastic. We'll take that off the list. There we go. Down here, this is coming along quite nicely. In fact, I think we are basically done. I'll put some more cable on here just so that we can kind of finish up any excess stuff that we have, because I think I put in just enough cable to make the 470, and of course we have set this up in such a way that we are making a couple more than the initial 470, so we'll do this just to get a few extra here, and there we go. We're good to go. Perfect. So the electronic circuits are done. Let's take you off. Let's take you off. Let's get both of those put away, and let's get rid of these drawers. These can go back down here, empty for a job well done. Same is true of this guy over here. And basically now we can just do the same thing again, but we just swap things out, right? So now we're going to disconnect this pipe here because we're going to go 2 more over. We're going to go to here. We're going to disconnect. Not that. I didn't mean to get rid of the belt. That's fine. The belt's very easy to replace. I meant to replace this pipe. Can I force that to connect by shift right clicking on this side? I think the answer is a maybe, but it's probably just going to be easier if I just kind of break and replace it. I also have broken my altar, which is not ideal. That's fine. A blank rune will fix that. That dark matter pix is too fast, unfortunately. There we go. Okay, so now let's do the same thing again. Let's take our fuse. That's going to go on here. Let's take our other fuse. That's going to go on here. We'll then take our advanced alloys. Those are going to go here. And we'll take our engineering circuit. And this is actually going here, right? It's not going on the floor. This is part of the setup. So let's rotate you to face, oops, to here. Nice. We'll then go ahead and set all of these to extract, just like we did before, and we'll make sure that they all have the pipe upgrades to make them fast. At that point, I think all we have to do is just take basic circuits off the whitelist, and that should just start going. And it's going to keep going, I think, until we have 470 advanced circuits, and then we can come back and we can look at making the iridium circuits. While we wait for that, back up here, what else are we missing? So I think there are some of these that are going to be easier than others, and some that we should make first. So slime steel is one that we have made before, and one that I think we can make again very easily, and that we should make soon, because we also need it for some other stuff going forward. So seared brick, iron ingot, sky slime. All of them we have. A few of these are also definitely easier made. Do we really not have any seared brick saved? We do, it's just in here. That's actually completely fine. Seared brick, iron ingot, and sky slime. All of that we have. The sky slime might be in here. It totally is. Let's put those in over here, and we can move over these augments from before and put them in up here as well to make this even faster. And boom, it's done. Nice. So we can go ahead and knock sky slime off the list. That's this one here, and that's going not there. That's the Gaussum ingot. The sky slime is over here. Perfect. Okay, so that's done. Night slime is an alloy of molten slime steel, queen slime, and slime. Queen slime is another one that we do have to make. Slime steel is one we've just made. Molten queen slime is magma, gold, and cobalt. So cobalt is one of those we're going to duplicate with our refined radiance, I think, so we can get more of it. Over here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to temporarily kind of break the altar, I think, because I don't want any rogue alloys being made. Like, right now, there's a lot of stuff in here that's kind of hard to keep track of. If we just break it and replace it, we can put in the cobalt. Let me quickly check how much we need here. So to make queen slime, we need 1 ingot of cobalt, 1 ingot of gold, and 1 slime ball. That's fine. 1 ingot of cobalt, 1 ingot of gold, and we should have, I think, 1 magma. Never mind. Do we have it in here? We do. Nice. We'll take a magma cream. We'll put all 3 of those in. Not you. We'll put in you and you. The Twitch chat did point out earlier that it might not be a terrible idea to put another watcher flowing time down by this, just to make it, again, a little bit faster on the smelting front. So if I do this and this, if I F3B, annoyingly, the ones up here are just ever so slightly above. They all end right here, so they don't quite affect the controller, but I think that should be faster. There's our queen slime. Let's pull out 1 ingot of queen slime here, and that can, of course, go in on the wall. F3B again to get rid of those hitboxes. So queen slime is done, and queen slime, it's a pretty ugly ingot, but it's going in up over here. Perfect. Right. We were looking at night slime, which is queen slime, along with slime steel and regular slime. Again, I think 1 of each. Let me duplicate the slime steel just in case we need more of it, and then we'll put 1 of those in here. Although I guess to be fair, we do have 1 in the wall if we ever needed an extra slime steel, so we could just take it there instead of duplicating it here, but that's fine. And then just a regular slime ball. Again, that watcher flowing time actually helping quite a bit here. And is that not the recipe? It might be, but we might need some lava to make that work because we are now out of fuel. The lava isn't quite as hot as the molten copper, but I think for the vast majority of alloys here, it should do the job just fine. So is that gonna melt? It is not. That is because, oh, we need 3 ingots and 3 nuggets, a very odd amount of queen slime and slime steel. Okay, fine. In that case then, we do need to duplicate this because we need to get a fair bit more here. I put 1 ingot in. I guess I need to put 3 more ingots in, annoyingly. And then the same is true with the queen slime up here as well. Let's take you out and let's duplicate that a few more times. And it's probably going to be in our best interest because I can put this back. Although this is fine for now, but we are going to have to make some more refined radiance in just a second here. Again, thankfully, the refined radiance, super easy to make. This, annoyingly, cannot be melted. That is horrible. It can be melted if we have the molten blazing copper, but the lava only goes up to 1,000, so the lava can't smelt it. That is a real pain in the backside. Blazing copper, we can make, it's just a bit finicky. It's molten copper, which is just copper on our heater. So back down here, we can take regular old copper, put that in. I'll put in a stack of it. For now, that's fine. We do need some fuel, for example, coal in the bottom here. Perfect. And then we just need coal in the actual thing itself. And then the big problem is that we also don't have any rotational energy here now because we disconnected the rotational energy for this stuff. So over here, I did use the hand crank on the fan. And so I think I might once again need to kind of hand crank this, although the hand crank might not be... Oh no, it totally is fast enough. Perfect. Okay. So that should, I think, make us some molten blazing copper. It totally has. Just like before, we can do this, and it does work on the whisk, just so long as you're not going too fast. And then do we have a bucket of molten blazing copper? We do not. Okay, we need to go a fair bit further on that. That's okay. But once we get this into the smeltery, that should be enough to melt the queen slime, and that should get us some night slime. Okay, so it did take 1 extra slime ball, but we do now have a block of night slime, which is way more than we need, but the 1 ingot here is enough to actually fill in our first little ring here of crafting. And with that, I think now that we are basically just left with Tinker's alloys here. We do, of course, have the unobtainium, the vibranium, and all the modium alloys. Those, of course, still have to wait to the end because we need the piglet hearts. The piglet hearts require the iridium circuits. Speaking of which, down here, this is done. We have a bunch of advanced circuits, and so I've moved these back. Let's go ahead and move the fuses up to here. Let's move the graphene up to here. We'll move the iridium plates up and over to here. And we'll also go ahead and move the carbon plates, and then finally we'll move this drawer full of calculation processes over to here. And I think if we set all of those to extract and give them all pipe upgrades, that we should be good to go. And just like before, all we should have to do is go ahead and take advanced circuits off the blank list here. So if we remove this, those advanced circuits are going to get pulled out, and we're going to begin making all of the iridium circuits. Nice. So while we wait for that, now is the time to start working through some of these other alloys here. I think one of the first ones we could potentially work on. There's blazing copper, which is interesting. We've not actually made a blazing copper ingot. Down here, I do have the little setup that we were just using to make blazing copper, and in fact, I think we might be able to make more of it. I don't believe the blazing copper recipe requires heat. I think it's just the melting of the copper that requires heat. So if I do this, I think we could probably get a bucket of blazing copper pretty quickly. We've got 500 millibuckets, which would be fine. And in fact, kind of is fine. It might be faster if we just made the other half bucket. But what we could also do, if we wanted to not do that, is do something like this, extract the molten blazing copper out, and then just move this over to the smeltery, and then kind of extract it back in, and then we can pull it out in ingot form once it's in there. So over here, if we were to do this, and this, that's going to put the molten blazing copper into the smeltery, and then over here we can pull that out in ingot form. Perfect, and then we can tick that off the list, easy, and that one is going kind of dead center next to the tertium that we put in a second ago. Cool. Then there's the Gaussium ingot. This one we have made before, and I think we can make again. This is made in the alchemy table with bioluminescent goo, prismarine crystals, exotic compound, a demonic slate, slime steel, and diamond dust. So this is where we made the slime steel previously. Do we have any of this stuff left? We do have bioluminescent goo. We probably don't have, oh no, we do have exotic compound. Would you look at that? Prismarine, we've got in shard form. If we want it in crystal form, we've got to run it through the table down here. That is completely fine. I say the table down here. It is over here now. Let's do one of these. And we do need a collector next to that. Thankfully now we have access to very high tier collectors, which I think will let this go through very, very quickly. The highest one I think is the final energy collector right here. If I put that down like this, is that going to be quick? No. So I guess it doesn't matter what tier collector you do. I think it's just like a fixed speed on the table, which is fine. Diamond dust is just diamonds dusted. Can I do that in the macerator? I can. Cool. And then we need the demonic slate, which I assume we don't have. We don't, but of course we can make fairly quickly down in here. Nice. Okay. That, I think, is basically everything down here for this Gaussium ingot. Can we shift click that in? We cannot. Let's put the items in. Diamond dust, demonic slate, prismarine crystal, bioluminescent goo, exotic compound, and slime steel. We've got one in the wall still, so that's fine. And then we just need our blood orb, which we have. We'll put the Archmage's one in. Boom. And we need more life points in it. That's fine if we do a quick one of these. That should maybe give us enough. It totally does. Nice. And so that is Gaussium taken care of. Again, Gaussium is one of those that we're going to want to duplicate using the refined radiance. And so let's go ahead and quickly grab, not you, let's quickly grab some more polished quartz, as well as, I think it's redstone. Let me check the recipe though there on the chromatic compound. It is, oh sorry, glowstone is what we need, not redstone, that's my bad. Glowstone. And over here, with our much faster induction smelter, if we do polished quartz, obsidian, and glowstone, we get chromatic compound, which we can take in very large quantities, and of course, just throw at our beacon over here. We do have some refined radiance in there, actually, which is helpful. Let's do this, and boom, we got loads of refined radiance. Nice. So down here, we'll take the Gaussium. We will go ahead and duplicate it, at least once, but maybe twice, just to be safe. And we can put one of those into the wall. In this case, it is gonna go in the center, next to the blazing copper. Perfect. With that taken care of, what else can we do here? Rose gold. That is easy to make over in the induction smelter. We just need copper, need one of those, and gold. It was 3 gold to 1 copper, right? No, the other way around, actually. It's 3 copper to 1 gold. Actually, a little easier. Boom, and boom. Perfect. You get 4 at a time, which is real nice. Rose gold goes in up here. Perfect. Put that away for now, although I'm sure we'll need it in just a second. Let me take that off the list. Perfect. Are there any other somewhat easy recipes? The Gelot ingot. How do we make the Gelot ingot? This one is made somehow. I see. This one is made in the Hellfire Forge with covalence dust blazing powder. Do we have this one? No, we don't. That's actually fine, though. The Hellfire Forge is easy enough. We do not have a demonic will in there, but we do have a ton of spare demonic will in our system, and so we just need together the 2 covalence dusts, the amethyst shard, and the blaze powder. That is fine. Covalence dust will take 1 medium and 1 low, and then we need blaze powder, and we need amethyst. Perfect. Let's put all of those in here. Boom, 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 and boom. Once we have that, we can, I guess, duplicate it, although we probably don't need to. You know what? No, I'm not going to duplicate that. We can always get it off the wall and duplicate it if we need more of them in the future. This one is going to go at the bottom there. So this one goes right about here. Next up, let's pivot back to this Quivum block. So we would need 9 cobalt for this. Right now, we have got 3. How hard was cobalt essence to get? Because we can duplicate the cobalt, of course, with the refined radiance. But if the essence is easy enough, netherite and mana steel. Do we have... Netherite we can get easily enough. And then mana steel. Was mana steel essence one that's somewhat easy to get? Iron and mineral, I don't think so. I think, like, it probably would be easier to do this, or like, it probably wouldn't be hard, I should say, to do this with the biolamp. But I think just in terms of mental energy and keeping track of all of the stuff that's going on there, I think it's probably just going to be more straightforward if we just get a couple of magma blocks, and by magma blocks I mean magma creams, out of the system. If we want to make the block here, we need 4 slime balls. That is actually completely fine. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop those in. They smelt up nice and quickly, which you'll love to see. And then we can just put this in over here. Of course, we do need the basin and not the table. Thankfully, what we should be able to do is kind of put this here. And if we have another faucet, we can save ourselves the act of breaking and replacing the casting table and basin over and over again. We can move this to the bottom, just left click. And then that is not what I want to do. That's my bad. Let me put that. I think I can smelt that back down into 1 bucket worth of magma again. Let me try that one more time. If I put this back in here, does that smelt down nicely into the same thing? It does. Let's make sure we put the cobalt in first, then pull that over, and then maybe do one of these as well to make it just a bit faster. Boom, and boom. Again, we get more than we need, but we can take it off the list, and we can put that in up at the top here. Cool. How are we doing on our iridium circuits? It looks like they are done, which is crazy, but I'm happy to see it. So let me clear out a good chunk of the junk in our inventory here. And let's see, I guess, about making the cyber steel ingots, maybe? So these just require lava, which is fine. We do need 470 molten processor. We also need unobtainium. Oh, this is where... Okay, we might have to come back to this one then, because the unobtainium vibranium alloy requires soul lava at 9,000 degrees. It's way hotter than we currently have. So we have the processors, but we'll come back to that in a second. I want to kind of clear out all of the easier alloys first, and then we'll get started with the tricky ones. So let's check out lavium. First things first, is there a lavium block we can make? There is. It's not any easier, though. Okay, so in that case, then, we just want to make regular lavium, or after the ingot. The ingot can be made with 90 millibuckets of it. We need quartz, fel steel, yockel. So yockel and fel steel, I think, are both ingots that we need. So let's check out yockel. Yockel here. Again, let's check if there's an easy yockel block. There is not. That's fine. So in that case, yockel, just the regular stuff, is made with iron, aluminum, and kelp. Okay, that's easy enough. Iron, we have. Aluminum, we also have. And kelp, if we don't have it in here, we could EMC it, but we do have it. Perfect. And so let's see if we have what it takes to make yockel. If I want to make 1 yockel ingot, I need 250 millibuckets of kelp. That is 1 kelp, 1 iron, 1 aluminum. And actually gets us 2 ingots worth, which is perfect. So 1, 2, and 3. That should get us some yockel. We'll pull 1 ingot worth of yockel out. That's going to go on the wall. And then as for the fel steel, this one, again, no block recipe for it. And the actual recipe is molten blazing copper, molten debris, and duralumin. Okay, molten blazing copper we actually have in here already. Yes, and we got enough. Perfect. As far as the debris, that's where we needed the debris gravel, because we need to run this through with the cutting fluid. Do I have my cutting fluid still available? I do indeed. This is done over in here, I think. Hold on, let me check. Oh no, it's done in the ARC, of course, and that ARC is currently up here. So let's do this and this. Perfect, that gets us netherite sand. The netherite sand can be smelted, and I believe it can be smelted only with the molten blazing copper here. It can't be? Oh no, it can't be. Okay, so we need either soul lava or we need molten proto soul lava. The proto soul lava is then required to make soul lava. So for the proto soul lava, we need molten chorus, molten ender, and lava. That's fine. This poison effect hopefully won't last us too much longer, chat. So let's put lava in. As for molten chorus, that should just be chorus fruit, I imagine. Although it could be the case that it might be chorus flower and not chorus fruit. Let me check. If I take chorus fruit and I melt it, it's not meltable. It might also be popped chorus, actually. Oh yeah, no. Chorus flower works. Okay, cool. So let's put in some chorus flower. I want enough to make a bucket of the proto lava. If we're going to make a bucket of the proto lava, I keep forgetting it's the fel steel. It's this one here. If we're going to make a bucket of proto-lava, we need 1 bucket of lava, just 1 molten ender, and 90 millibuckets of chorus. You get loads from a flower. That's fine. Okay, cool. And then this way around, we just need like 1 ender pearl or 1 eye of ender. That's actually fine. Let's take an ender pearl. Let's drop it in. And that should get us our first bucket of proto-lava. It does. We can then take that proto-lava out like this. And then over here, we'll move this. We'll grab a new tank. Because I do want to keep that blazing copper. I think that could be useful for some other stuff. Let's take this. Let's put you here. And let's put the proto-lava in. That proto-lava should then allow us to smelt down the netherite sand. And if we have all of the right stuff, we should be able to get fel steel. What are we missing? We're missing... Oh, yeah, of course, this duralumin. The duralumin is aluminum and copper. Okay, so 1 block of aluminum and 1 ingot of copper. Okay, this is where it gets tricky, though, because at this point, it's possible that we end up with, like, a rogue alloy here. But I'm hopeful that everything should just work. If I put in aluminum and copper, hopefully that makes duralumin, and hopefully that then also makes some of the stuff we're after. Is duralumin an ingot on the list? Durasteel is... which I imagine requires it? Nope, not even a little bit. Okay, maybe I don't have enough debris, actually. Let me check the fel steel recipe again here. So if we want 1 ingot's worth of this, we need 180 of each. And yeah, I think we don't have enough ancient debris here. Yeah, we only got 90. Okay, so I need 1 more ancient debris, which is unfortunate because we only had the 1 ancient debris. Let me kill this witch. Hold on. There we go. Fantastic. Hopefully we won't get attacked anymore. So... annoyingly, I don't know if there's an easier way to get this. I think we might just have to do this recipe again, where we do the hepatizen and the molten obsidian in the fluid encapsulator to get more ancient debris. Our fluid encapsulator is here. The molten obsidian was easy enough. In fact, I think it was something like 1 block of obsidian got us 1 bucket's worth. It did, which is fine. So we can put this back in here and then just pull it out from the bottom. And then the harder part is getting the hepatizen, but we should have hepatizen. We definitely do. It might be on the wall, actually, though. The hepatizen is this one right here. Yeah. So let's take you. Let's do some refined radiance duplicating, which we can do with this. Once we've got at least a block's worth, we'll do this. We'll do this. We'll put the hepatizen back right about there. We'll put the block in over here. And hopefully... we can make that faster. We could have also moved over the upgrades as well, but that's fine. We'll take the ancient debris. That goes through here with the explosive powder. Do we have any explosive powder? We do. Let's do 1 of these. Perfect. Then let's put the cutting fluid back in, and then the ancient debris. Oh no, this needs the resonator, of course. Gosh, there's so many parts to this equation. Again, in the ARC, though, so we'll do you and you. That gets us this, and then we're going to put you back in, this time with the cutting fluid. Okay. Perfect. That got us 1. I don't know why. Does this need to be full? Do I need to, like, repair it to then put it back in and get another one? There's no way that has to be done every time, right? I thought it would have kept working until we ran out of uses on the cutting fluid. Either way, we have got a few more netherite sand. I think 1 more is all that we need. So if we do this, that's going to melt. There's our molten fel steel, which we can pull to the bottom. We need 1 ingot of fel steel for the wall. We can knock that off the list. That's going to go along with the yokel. And then the yokel and the fel steel, were they for the lavium? Yes, yokel. We need 180 yokel, 190 fel steel, and a block of quartz. Okay, right. Quartz, we have. Block of quartz. We'll get that melted down. Fel steel we've got enough of. Yokel we've only got 90 millibuckets of. So we need another ingot of yokel. That's fine. Let's do this, and this, and this, and this. Cool, lavium. All right, good. We're getting there. We're getting there. So, lavium. Where the heck does lavium go on this wall? We're looking for this ingot right here. Lavium, done. Let me unbookmark that. Fel steel. Fel steel's going down over here. Fel steel is done. And then finally, we've got yokel. Where the heck is yokel going on this wall? Yokel is going over here. Done. Okay, so Manulin is another one that requires ancient debris. We need just 90, and then 3 ingots of cobalt. That is fine. Did I make more chromatic compound? I thought I had more than that. But apparently not. That's fine. Let's do this. Let's do this. How much cobalt do we have left? We've got 2 cobalt here. I do believe I already put the cobalt I need on the wall, which is good. So let's do this and this. That takes us to 3, which is the perfect amount. Let me just quickly check that I do have cobalt on the wall. So if I need more, I can get it. We do indeed. Perfect. So let me put 3 cobalt back in here. Again, at a certain point, it's probably a good idea to empty this out because we might end up with rogue alloys that we don't want. But at the same time, I'm concerned that we might need some of the stuff that we've got in there again in the not so distant future. We'll take 1 netherite sand and over in here. That should get us manulin. Perfect. All right, manulin, done. That is going to go up at the top. That's going here. Perfect. Then, oh no, I just unblocked one. I unblocked like electrical steel or something. It was, yes, electrical copper ingot. What is this one? This one here is liquid redstone pulled over an ingot of blazing copper. Liquid redstone, I assume, is just redstone. And then that makes us the dust, which we can then smelt. Okay, that's an odd recipe, but that's fine. We've got blazing copper. Let me get more chromatic compound. Okay, so there's some more refined radiance. However, the Twitch chat is right here in that we do already have blazing copper in here. And so if we pull this out, we can then just put in some redstone. I assume 1 redstone will do the trick, but I should definitely check that before I commit. 90 millibuckets is, yeah, 1 redstone. Perfect. So we'll put 1 redstone in. We'll pull that to the bottom, and then we'll pull that over this without the cast. So like that. Perfect. We can put the cast back, and then all we have to do is smelt that over in here, and boom, we have the electrical copper ingot. Perfect. That is going up at the top there. Okay, so now, what else do we have? The Balian, I think we've looked at. Does this one require hot temperatures? We do have proto-lava, so this one, is this one another one that's easier in block form? No. Okay, this one is tricky. We need obsidian, red beryl, and epidot. Red beryl is a gem that you can make by pulling rose gold over diamond. That's fine. And then epidot is kind of the same. You pull molten queen slime over amethyst. All right. Do we have any molten queen slime left in here? I think we do. Yes. I don't think 6 nuggets is going to be enough though. And so we're probably gonna have to do some more. Let me quickly bookmark these gems though. I assume the gems get us enough. I assume we need 1 of each. So we'll come back to that one in a second. This one here, yeah, we need like a full ingot of queen slime. That is fine. I don't think I have any more queen slime in the system. I do not. So let's do 1 of these and 1 of these. Get a spare one. That spare one is going to go into the smeltery. And then once that's cooked, we can pull it to the bottom and we can pull it out over an amethyst shard. That amethyst shard goes down here, pull it out. Jobs are good, and that's going to go back in the smeltery in just a second. Then we take a diamond. We drop that in on here as well. And we also grab some of the rose gold. We got extra of this earlier. I assume 1 ingot worth will do the trick. We're going to put that in here, pull it to the bottom, pull it over the diamond. Job is, we need more than 1? We need more than 1. Okay, fine. I'm surprised. I really thought 1 ingot would have done the trick there, but we'll do a second ingot, pull it to the bottom, pull it out. It's awkward because it leaves a bit in now. So now, if we put these in the smeltery, we get the thing that we're after. So we'll smelt you, and then we're trying to make this guy. It was just obsidian, right? Yes, obsidian, which we have. Cool. And we're out of fuel. Of course we are. Do I have my spare tank? I do. The spare tank should be enough to make the obsidian melt, but might not be enough. Oh no, it is enough. Perfect for the ingot that we're after. So let's pull you out here. Good. Right, that is going to go on the wall. Where in the world does this go? It goes up here. Okay, right. Then we've got chorus metal ingot. This one seems doable. Chorus metal ingot is kepu over popped chorus fruit. So we actually do have to smelt a chorus fruit for, I think, the first time in the pack. Let's do 1 of these. Fantastic. And then kepu is over here somewhere, I want to say. It is indeed. Let's take you, and let's go ahead and duplicate you. I assume, I'm going to check though, but I think it's going to be 1 ingot's worth of kepu. Yes, perfect. All right, let's do this. Let's go melt the kepu and add to our ever-increasing list of ingots inside of the smeltery. Thankfully, didn't require proto-lava. That's good. And then we'll just put the chorus fruit down here, pull that out, and there we go. All right, chorus metal done. That one is going down here. Good. All right, what else we got? Cross steel. Crew steel? Cross steel. This one is molten amethyst, debris, and copper. The debris is the awkward bit. How much debris do we need? I assume 90 millibuckets. Yeah. Kind of fine. We have the debris. What we don't have is more proto-lava. We're out of proto-lava. So, we got to go back and make another bucket of it, which is, for the most part, fine. And a quick bucket of proto-lava later. We can throw in our last netherite scrap. So, if we're making the crust steel, it was netherite scrap along with amethyst and copper. Okay, copper we have, and amethyst, if we don't have in here, we definitely have in here. Perfect. And again, I assume one gets you 100 millibuckets. It does. Perfect. And that's exactly what we need. Boom and boom. That gets us amethyst bronze. Hold on. Okay, so how do we not make amethyst bronze? Does the crust steel require like a different temperature? Okay, so I tried it again and it worked this time. I don't know why it didn't work the first time. The first time it took the copper and the amethyst and made amethyst bronze. This time I did the same thing again. I put the copper in, then the amethyst, and it made the crust steel. So there we go. We got the crust steel. Perfect. Let's go ahead and take this out. Boom. And let's do this over here. So the crust steel is going right about there. Perfect. All right. Galu. Galu. Can I make a block of Galu is the first question. Nope. It might only be that one ingot that actually is easier with the block. But either way, Galu is... Gosh, so we need another red beryl. That's fine. That was just diamond and rose gold. We need obsidian, and we need molten, whatever this ingot is. And it's the only time we need it. So this ingot is another crystal. This time it's destabilized redstone, which is different to regular redstone because it needs a magma crucible and a diamond. Okay, magma crucible we actually don't have, I don't think, which is crazy. So we have to go through thermal expansion to get the destabilized redstone to get the ingot for that. Okay, what about magma steel? Magma steel, quick block check on magma steel. Magma steel doesn't have a nice block, would be too easy. It is magma, iron, and coal. That one, pretty straightforward, actually. Let's get that one a go. Magma, we have, I'll take 2. Iron, we have, I'll take 2. And coal, we also have, I'll take 2. Probably doesn't need coal. Let me quickly check the required amounts. We need, for 1 ingot, 250 coal, 1 slime ball, 2 ingots of iron. 250 coal is 1 coal. So it's 2 iron, 1 coal, and 1 magma cream. Perfect. Molten magma steel is done. We can take that off the list. We're getting somewhere, Chant. Very slowly, but very surely we're getting somewhere. That is going to go right here. All right, Durasteel. This one we looked at a second ago, right? This one needs soul lava, I think. Oh, no, it doesn't. This one's actually fine. This one's hepatizen and baulian. Baulian we have, and then hepatizen we can duplicate here. So let's do this. Is it 1 hepatizen? If we want to make this, no, we need 2 ingots and 7 nuggets. Again, just a horrible conversion there. So we need 4, because we got to put 1 back on the wall, and the other 3 have got to go back in here. And then we need... Oh, we got Durasteel. Nice. So we must have had whatever it is we needed in there already. Perfect. All right, good. Take that off the list. This is going on the bottom right. There. Okay, good. So, Wave, Galu, Soul Steel, Cyber Steel. Soul Steel, I believe, is going to require Soul Lava. Actually, Proto Lava does work here. So this really is Crust Steel, Manulin, and Durasteel. This is actually doable, which is surprising. So, let me take the Durasteel, duplicate it. Give me a second one. Perfect. Let me take the Crust Steel, which I just put somewhere, duplicate it, and then what was the last one we need there? We needed Manulin was the last one that we needed there. Okay. Manulin, we also have that one is up here. Perfect. Let's duplicate it. Boom and boom. Duplication done. And then if we go put all of these in, we're then pulling this out over a slime steel. Durasteel, you can't melt Durasteel without... Do we have a Durasteel still in here? We do. I don't think we have enough, though, annoyingly. I guess Durasteel needs to be smelted using soul lava if you want to melt it. Or maybe you just can't melt it, actually. It looks like it's not meltable. That's horrible. So it means if we want to make it, we've got to put in the stuff we just put in again. So we need hepatizen and baulian. Baulian, we got some of it in. But again, we need, like, so much hepatizen. And the smeltery is getting so full, I should really empty it out. 1, 2, 3. We needed 3 of those. Let's put you back in there. And then, I don't even remember what baulian looks like. I feel like it was one of those kind of gray ingots that didn't really look like anything. It was indeed. Let's duplicate that and hope that this is meltable. And then let's go you, and you. Hopefully that gets us more baoling. It does. And then if we want to make the soul steel, we need molten wavy, which is actually good because we need wavy as well. So durasteel, manulin, crusteel. Do we have that? Molten wavy. We do. Okay, good. Right. Give me a wavy ingot. Perfect. Take it off the list. And then we just need a slime steel, right? Which we have. It's on the wall over here. Thankfully, it's a distinctive ingot. Let's do this and this. We'll put one of those back on the wall. And then if we pull out the wavy over the slime steel, let me just quickly check that I'm not losing my mind. That is indeed the recipe. That... Oh, no, it's not. It's Gaussum, right? They look the same. I've been scammed. Okay, fine. In that case, then, we need more obsidian dust, which, unfortunately for us, is another setup that requires the crushing wheel. Thankfully for us, we can now kind of re-engage our initial setup because we no longer need to focus exclusively on the deployers because I believe we should have enough of the stuff. And by the stuff, I of course mean we should have enough of the circuits now. And so hopefully we can just do something like this, get some obsidian dust, get ourselves some more chromatic compound, get ourselves some more refined radiance, duplicate the Gaussum, and then be able to get, hopefully, the soul steel. And then at that point, we're actually pretty close. At that point, it's only Galu and cyber steel, which is actually fewer ingots than I thought we would need. I guess at some point... I don't think we can speed these up, by the way, unfortunately. Like, I don't think that does anything as much as I wish it would. And maybe it's going to do all 61 at a time here. But I kind of was under the impression that we would need more soul lava. But for the most part, it seems like mostly what we need is just kind of proto-lava for a lot of this stuff. We need proto-lava. Oh no, blazing copper will work for this one. Interesting. We might want to use blazing copper for the iridium circuits, just because there's so much to smelt. All right, there's our refined radiance. Where is my Gaussum? I think it's this one right here. Let's do this, and this, and this. Cool. All right. Soul Steel. Where is Soul Steel going? Soul Steel's going right up at the top. That's there. And then Wavy. Where the heck is Wavy going? It's going right here. Cool. All right. So now we're down to the 3 Aldermodium ingots, as well as Cyber Steel and Galu. So Galu. Was Galu tricky? Galu needs obsidian, red beryl, and this one. This one here was the gem. This gem, oh, of course, requires destabilized redstone. Right. Okay. So I think we need to make a magma crucible, bizarrely. So I don't think there's another way to make destabilized redstone, because it's from thermal expansion. And so I am fairly certain, and you can ignore this message, by the way, it's not going to be a problem, but I am fairly certain that we just need 2 Invar gears, and surprise, surprise, we don't have the ability to make Invar. That's fine. Invar is iron and nickel. Over in here, should be able to make a bunch of that. Fantastic. Let's EMC it, like so. And then let's go ahead and make ourselves some Invar gears. We'll EMC those as well, just for the future, even though I don't think we're going to need them. Boom, Magma Crucible. We'll put that down, let's say, right about there. And then if we put some redstone into here, that should get us some destabilized redstone. It's going to be a lot faster if we do something like this and like this. And we are after just 1 bucket of the stuff that we can then go and put into our smeltery, like so. Look at that, the list at the top there. Geez, it's very long. And then we were looking to make the gem here. We're pulling it over a diamond? Yes, okay, that's fine. Let's grab a diamond, and we'll put the diamond in here. Boom, and let's make sure we pull this down to the bottom, and boom. Okay, cool. So, melt that back down. Good. Then we need the other gem again, which was more rose gold. We did need 2 rose gold, though, so I think we want to get another 1 gold, another 3 copper, and we can do this over in the induction smelter, of course. Boom and boom. It's so much slower without the integral component, almost painfully slow. We needed 2 rose gold, like this, and we needed 1 singular diamond. Nice. You're gonna go in there. We're gonna pull the rose gold to the bottom, pull that over. Fantastic. Let's put that back inside. We'll move that to the bottom with the other alloy that we have. And then the final thing was just obsidian, right? It was. Is obsidian in here? It's not. That's fine. 1 obsidian. Okay. Did that make what we're after? It did. All right, chat. I think, surprisingly, to everyone, including myself, we're basically there. So this is going on the wall. It's going right here. That's a center ring full. And so now we have but 4 ingots left. One of those ingots is cyber steel, which I believe we are prepared for over here. The other 3 ingots are all the modium alloys. I think each one of those is what requires the soul lava. So. We've got a lot of junk in here. We probably are going to want to empty this out before we move forward with cyber steel. Cyber steel is molten processor, unobtainium vibranium alloy, and chorus. Of course, unobtainium vibranium alloy is required, so we need soul lava for that anyway. Okay, so what I'll do is I think I'm going to quickly just pull all the ingots out that we can possibly pull out, and then we'll just break the smeltery. And then from there, we can look at, we'll probably look at making soul lava next, because we need the soul lava before we can move forward. We can't make the cyber steel until we have the alloy, the unobtainium vibranium, and that requires soul lava as well, so we might as well do these first and the cyber steel last. Okay, so I've pulled out all of the ingots that we can pull out. The rest of these are in such small quantities that we can't pull ingots out of them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break the smeltery here, controller. That's going to empty it out, but I'm also going to go ahead and just kind of fully get rid of the smeltery here, because what I think is going to be a sensible idea now is building 3 smelteries, 3 smaller smelteries maybe, or however many we can fit in this space, so that we can kind of automate this line, I think, a little bit, because we only get 10 millibuckets of soul lava for every 10 buckets of proto lava. So we need to make a lot of proto lava and get some soul lava so we can make this stuff here. So I think for that, we probably want to have 1 smeltery at the end. That smeltery is going to be fueled by soul lava, and that's going to be used to make these resources. Then we want to have a middle smeltery. That middle smeltery is going to make the soul lava, and then we want to have 1 smeltery at the start that makes the proto lava. So we make the proto lava in 1 smeltery, and then we pump that proto lava into a middle smeltery. That middle smeltery makes the soul lava, and then we have a 3rd smeltery at the end. That 3rd smeltery is going to actually use the soul lava to make these alloys. Okay, so I've made 3 smelteries here, and there's some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that the soul lava is horrendous to make. The good news is I don't think we're going to have to make that much of it. So the idea here is that we're going to make our proto lava here, and then in here we're going to use that proto lava to make soul lava, and then over here we're going to use that soul lava to make all of the required items that need soul lava. So I've moved over the basin as well with the blaze burner and everything so we can make blazing copper, and essentially if we want to make soul lava here, we need 10 buckets of proto lava. So that's what we're going to do here. This is going to be used to make the 10 buckets of proto lava. For that, we would need 10 buckets of regular lava. So initially, my plan was gonna be to use the magma crucible here with the resonant integral component and the potato to allow us to, and then we get like an EMC link, pump cobblestone or obsidian into this, turn it into lava, pump it in via the drain, and everything would be good. However, I think what we can do instead is we can just grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 buckets of lava and just kind of pump all of those into here. We're probably going to want a bigger smeltery though, now that I think about it, because I think this can't hold 10 buckets worth. I think it can hold 9. Yeah, somewhat awkwardly, 9 buckets is like the max there. That is fine though. The seared bricks, of course, are EMCable, and so we can make this just a little bit taller, like that, and then we can put in the 10th bucket right about here. And so now, over here, we've got 10 buckets of lava. On top of that, we need to get some chorus fruit and some ender pearls. We need like 10 ender pearls and maybe like 1 chorus flower. We might need more than 1, but I think 1 might do the trick. Let's do that, and then let's grab at least 10 ender pearls and drop all of those into here. We can also do something like this. Our watch of flowing time is off, but if we do this, that gets us 9 buckets. I guess we're missing just a little bit of chorus fruit. That's fine. And that should get me 10 buckets of proto lava. It does. And then the plan from there was going to be to take that proto lava and pipe it around. At the back here, we have a tank. I've got a tank here, although that's not really what we need. I guess what I want to do in this scenario is I want to grab another seared drain. The seared drain can go anywhere inside the smeltery. So in this case, we'll put it right about here. And then we can just do, once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. So there's 10 buckets of proto lava. After that, we need molten gaussum and quartz. So we need 1 block of quartz and 1 millibucket of gaussum. It's not really too bad. Gaussum we have, and quartz we also have. So we'll take a block of quartz and we'll put it in here. We'll do this, and we'll do this. And of course, just to make things faster, we'll do this. And that gets us 10 millibuckets of soul lava. And then the idea from there is going to be to get the drain, I guess. I think we can move this without breaking and losing the soul lava. I'm pretty sure we can do this and this, so long as you don't lose don't break the controller, I should say, sorry. That should work just fine. Let's do this. And then the plan from there was going to be to use fluid pipes like this, extract from here. So one cool thing about this, if we temporarily kind of disconnect in the middle there, we can set this to extract, and then if we put a pipe upgrade in here, you can click add, and then because we don't have any soul lava, and because unfortunately you can't drag from JEI for this, what you can do though is you can press F3 and H to show advanced tooltips, then you can click add, and then up at the top where it says item/tag, you can type in the tag that it says here. So in this case, it's all the modium :soul_lava, and if you type that in, submit, this is now filtered to only pull out soul lava. And so now if we reconnect this, I would hopefully like to see soul lava in here. Cool. And so there, we have 10 millibuckets of soul lava. Now, we need 250 millibuckets of soul lava in order to complete the crafts required up here for these ingots. And so we could do this kind of 25 more times, and it would do the trick. An alternate way of doing it, which is a little cheesy, is that if you take a fluid cell from FTB Industrial Contraptions, you can place this cell into your EMC networks. You can put it into your Arcane Transmutation template. Once you've done that, the fluid cell, by the way, is super easy to make. It's just tin. Once you've done that, you can pull, I assume, any of these cells out via an EMC link. And so over here, you'll see what we've done. We've got fluid cells for soul lava. So if I take this out, all you have to do is just type in soul lava over here, drag the soul lava fluid cell over, and for 256 EMC a piece, it's going to make soul lava fluid cells. And then we can take these and we can put them, for example, on a drain from create, which does require a copper casing. You know what? That's fine. We can take a log out here, and we can take a copper ingot. And if we do something like this, and like this, we can then pick this up. Fantastic. Craft ourselves a drain, and that drain should be able to take the soul lava out of the cells. Nice. A little cheesy, but we can then take this out of here. I believe we can actually, I don't know if it retains its stuff. I don't think it does, but basically down here, I think we could then kind of do the same thing here where we put this down, set this to extract, and then just kind of throw the cells down like this. And as those cells go down, actually you can just right click them, I guess. As those go down, that's going to make soul lava, which then gets pumped into here. Like I say, definitely a little cheesy, but it's the same either way. I could have said I'll be back in 8 hours after I've done this 25 more times, or we can do it with the other method. Either way, we have 4 buckets of soul lava now, and so I think we are good to go. So, we need all of these alloys. All of the alloys, though, before we can make them, of course, do require the piglet heart. So, we need to make 3 of these piglet hearts. If we're going to make 3 piglet hearts, these are made inside, bizarrely, these are made inside of the energizing orb, so it's back up here with this guy. We might even want more of these energizing rods because we do need 9.8 billion, almost 10 billion EMC for this. So for this, we need gold singularities, which we made before. Those are ready to go. Easy enough. We also need the dragon hearts, which we got earlier today. Those are easy enough. On top of that, we need Gaussium ingots, which we almost have. We just need to duplicate one of those with some refined radiance, which we do have. So we'll do this and we'll do this. That gets us to 3 of those. I'll duplicate it again, just have a 4th one as a spare. Then we need some pig iron ingots. Annoyingly, the pig iron doesn't have an EMC value. As we saw earlier in the pack, we punch a pig with an iron ingot. So back down here, thankfully, pig seeds are the seeds that we have. And so if we do a quick one of these, I also do believe it does have to be a fully grown pig. So I think we'll do this. We'll do this. I'm going to move you, not you. I'm going to move you into here just so it doesn't run away. And then we can do the same thing we did earlier. We can get ourselves some carrots. We can use the carrots on the pig to make him grow. And then if we go ahead and hit him with an iron ingot, that should get us our pig iron, right? We'll do this, and in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pig iron. Cool. So we'll start throwing these in. We'll do pig iron. We'll do 1 Gaussium. We'll do 1 dragon heart. We'll do 1 gold singularity. We'll take our 1 pre-existing infinity pipe, which is over here. We are going to have to make 2 more of these, but that's fine. They are going to go in like that. And then from there, it's just the Heart of the Sea. That's the only thing we don't have. The Heart of the Sea here is going to be a little tricky, I think. For that, we need 2 Prismarine Essence, 2 Squid Essence, 4 Diamond Essence, and a Nautilus Shell. So, Diamond Essence is Rock Crystal and Osmium. Do we have Rock Crystal? We do. Do we have Osmium? We don't. Osmium is definitely makeable. Osmium is Titanium and Mithril. I have a feeling we don't have either of those. Titanium, we do have, but Mithril, we don't. In this case, Mithril is Titanium and Chrome. Titanium is Tungsten. Okay, so it's a lot of stuff. We can go through that chain, though. That's fine. Nautilus Shell is Prismarine and Fish. So Prismarine, we get from Prismarine or Prismarine Bricks. That should be fine, actually. Prismarine, I'm pretty sure we can do. We totally can. And if we take our Scythe, which is not called the Scythe, I forget the name of it every time. It's called, like, Icarus. This one right here. And so if we go and put this down, that's going to get us the Prismarine that we need. Hopefully the last block on our wall. And then as for the Fish Essence, that one I think is going to be kind of like the Creeper Essence, where we have to go and... oh, no, yeah, we can make this in the shell with lithic acid, tough fibers, and mineral fragments. This might be easier, actually, than doing it this way. We still need the Prismarine Essence either way. It looks like you can make Fish Essence with Fishing Rod, Steel, Squid, and Insanium. Interesting. But they are right. This might be easier. And then back over here, at that point, it's just Squid Essence, which I think, much like the Creeper Essence, has to be acquired through killing squids. We only need 2 of them. And so I think, much like before, our best course of action there is probably going to be to take a pig, put that pig in... I keep picking up the seeds. Take the pig, put him in here, grow him up, and then use the Philosopher's Stone to get a squid, kill the squid with the Scythe, get some Squid Essence. Okay, so one quick squid killing later. We have 2 of the Squid Essence and 2 ink sacs. The Squid Essence I have put away in the system here. It's right there. And so now it's just really the Nautilus Shell, which it turns out is easier to make using the Bioforge. Over here, we can hopefully make the Nautilus Shell. We need 1 lithic powder, which we had in the system. We need 8 mineral fragments, which we also had in the system. And then 8 tough fibers, which I have just acquired via leather. Put leather in here, got tough fibers out. And so I am after a Nautilus Shell, which apparently is not available. Am I in the right machine? Bioforge recipes. This is the Bioforge. Can I make the Nautilus Shell? Never mind. It turns out that that recipe right here doesn't actually work. It does still show here, but apparently not a thing that works. And so we are going to have to go and get the Fish Essence. I think that this should be fairly straightforward. We have a Squid Essence. We can do a Fishing Rod and a Steel Fishing Rod. So we do have a regular Fishing Rod. I don't know if it has to have no durability loss on it, but I guess we'll find out. And then Steel... Oh, no, I guess it doesn't matter because we have the repairability factor. Steel, we have. Fantastic. Let me go ahead and grab just 1 more regular Fishing Rod. And again, over in our smithing table over here, we can do this and this. That's not right. It's in here. This and this gets us a Steel Fishing Rod. And then we're going to combine that up. I think I have an Insanium left over. Never mind, I thought I had an Insanium left over. I guess I don't. That is not a problem. Let's go ahead and just drop 1 regular Liquarium in here just as soon as we do what might be our final bit of daggering for the series. And given this is a Blood Magic pack, that's quite a significant little moment there. That's 148,000. That is more than enough for Insanium. Perfect. And so now, back over here, we're going to do... I think it's fine that everything else is in here. We're going to do Insanium, Fishing Rod, Steel Fishing Rod, and Squid Essence. We are going to have to get 1 more Squid Essence, but that is fine. Also, probably should have taken out the copper and the coal. Oh, no, never mind, it did it. Okay, cool. I was worried that it might do more blazing copper first before it made the Fish Essence, but the Fish Essence is done. And so now we're missing just the Diamond Essence and the Squid Essence. So real quick, let me go and get another pig here so we can try and get another squid for more Squid Essence. We'll do you, and again, not you, ideally you. Perfect. We'll grow that up, and then I'll go and I'll figure out the chain for getting to Diamond Essence, because I know we can do this, but it's just a little bit tedious to do it all while walking through it. All right, that should be 4 Diamond Essence. It was a bit of a pain to get. We needed more of the Osmium Essence, which required more Mithril. The Mithril required more Titanium. Titanium was Tungsten and Steel. Steel required more Creeper Essence, so we did have to go kill more Creepers. Compressed Iron, easy enough, just Iron Essence. And then Tungsten was just Fiery and Ice. Fiery we didn't have, but we did have Fire Essence and a Refined Glowstone, so all of that was fairly straightforward. And at this point, I think we have everything we need to make this a reality. There's our Nautilus shell. Let's do a quick one of these just in case we need more of them. And then let's also go ahead and make one of these as the Heart of the Sea. Let's put that in as well just in case we need more of them, because we definitely do need more of them. Heart of the Sea. I would like to take for now just one of those out. The other one can go back in there. I just need the one, please. And that one is, of course, going to go over in here. Boom. And then from there, we need 9.8 billion FE. And so for that, this is getting there, but very, very slowly. And so I think what we're going to want to do is grab a ton of energy cable of the spirited variety, and then also probably grab a bunch of energizing as well. We could duplicate the pig iron. Chat is right here. But getting another pig's not too difficult. You know, we're not that far in. Let me do it. I'm going to duplicate the pig iron real quick. We only need, like 3 pig iron, and we have the refined radiant, so this is definitely going to be faster than getting more pigs to spawn. Let's do... Oh, no, you can't duplicate the pig iron. I've been baited. Okay, that's fine. Again, thankfully, the pig iron is easy enough to work with, to where it doesn't really matter too much. That is fine. We don't need 3 of those in. I need one of these in. Cool. Okay, let's do something like this, and let's get a bunch more of these cables down. We'll go for like 2 in each direction, and we're just going to throw down a bunch of these spirited energizing rods to really ramp up the speed at which the power is being transferred in here. The range is quite large. You can also go kind of above into the sides as well, but let's see just how fast we can make this, or I guess realistically, if we can make it fast at all, because right now it is painfully slow, and we need to do this 3 times. Chat is right. I'm a fool. We should be using the nitro rods here. That's my bad. Let me upgrade to nitro. Thankfully, this cable can do 200,000, which is the same as the nitro rod, so I don't think there's much point in upgrading here, although it could be the max IO. It could be that we might want to upgrade that as well. You know what? It's probably easy enough to upgrade from this tier to the nitro tier. Sure. All right, let me replace all of this with nitro cable and nitro. All right, so we've got all of these down. This one's horribly placed down on the side, but it does work. And it's getting there. Slowly but surely. It's not super fast, but it's also not super slow. We could put down more, but I think for the most part it's fine. That creeper essence was maybe a mistake, because we've managed to get a lot of mobs spawning in the process now. But this is done. Perfect. And so now, we just need to do that 2 more times, which I don't think is going to be as crazy as it sounds. We need to take 2 of these, and we need to deploy them onto 2 carbon plates. Carbon plates we apparently don't have. Actually, never mind, we totally do this. I'm here. So if I do this, that's not going to work because of the fact that we disconnected stuff. And so we are kind of going to have to move this back real quick. If I put it down over here with this again and the shaft, that should bring us back online. Hopefully, enough to basically just do this. Oh, no, it's the other way around. I keep doing this incorrectly. I want to take you off, I want to put you on, and then I want to do this. Perfect. And then one more time. Perfect. All right. And then other than that, I think it's just the pig iron, because the Gaussian we have, the Heart of the Sea we have, the Dragon Heart we have, the Singularities we have, it's just pig iron. And so real quick, I'm going to spawn in 2 more pigs, smack them with iron to get 2 more pig iron. Once we have all the pig iron that we need, I'll then go ahead and make 2 more piglet hearts. And then we'll come back and we'll use those to make the remaining ingots to get the infinity ingot. All right, so we are done. We have 3 piglet hearts. The Twitch chat was right. The watcher floating time does make this a little bit faster. And so now, if we come back down here, I believe that we are kind of good to go. We do need our casting table. We also need a drain, which I'm probably gonna have to grab out of here. And we need some kind of pipe or faucet. You can use pipes, but the faucet will also do the trick for us here. Apparently, I did not teach my system how to make faucets. That is maybe fine if I have some. I guess I have them in here. I do indeed. Perfect. So, over here, let's go ahead and throw down our drain like this. We'll put down our casting table here, and then we'll put down our first piglet heart like that. So, we need to get the eums out of here. Those eums being vibranium. I think we need 3 oldemodium and unobtainium. So we definitely need 1 of each of the alloys here. So vibranium and unobtainium That's going to make one alloy for us, which we can then pull out with our faucet over the piglet heart. That's unobtainium vibranium alloy. That's done. I also think that's the same one. Also, it looks like this could benefit from a quick pouching, but it looks like it's the same one, I think, the same alloy that's needed for cyber steel. So, unobtainium, vibranium. Then let's do vibranium aldemodium. These two. Perfect. And we'll pull that out again over another heart, like so. Hopefully going to cool down nice and quick. It did indeed. And then finally, let's also do unobtainium and aldemodium, like that. Again, over the final heart. We do have a staggering amount of time, I'm assuming. 8 hours left in our little pouch here. So I'll pull that out as well. Perfect. Okay, right. Where do these go on the wall? Let me get rid of this. So we've got unobtainium aldemodium, which is the one I'm holding. That's going to go here. Then we've got vibranium aldemodium, which is this one here. And then finally, we have got the unobtainium vibranium, and that one, bizarrely, is up at the top here. So is that almost all of the ingots? We are just missing cyber steel, I think, at the bottom center. So cyber steel. Cyber steel. This one right here. What it all comes down to. For this, we need unobtainium vibranium, molten chorus metal, which is an alloy? Did we make molten chorus metal? Oh, we did. We have some. It's over on the wall somewhere. Where in the world is molten chorus metal? It's here. Perfect. Let me take that. Let me duplicate it. Beautiful. I think 1 ingot's worth is going to be fine because we only need... Oh, no, we need 2 ingots worth. Okay, fine. That's okay. We'll do this, we'll do this, we will do this, and we'll do this. Good. Okay, that gets us 2 ingots worth, which is 180 milliwickets. So, over here, we should be able to get another set of the unobtainium vibranium. So, unobtainium and vibranium. Then we can put in the chorus metal ingots. And then, the only thing left for the cyber steel is the molten processor. And so, for that, let's kind of clear out our inventory en masse, and let's go grab all of the processors. For some reason, I thought we needed more. We didn't. That's fine. And it's probably best if we just kind of do something like this and like this. And we can just throw them in. They're going to melt nice and quick, thanks to that acceleration. And hopefully, that should... 466, we're 4 short. Of course we are. Of course we are. Okay, so... what's it called? Circuit? We do have some... There they are. We've got 4 unfinished circuits. Okay. So the trouble here is now figuring out where in the line these go. So this is at advanced alloy. So advanced alloy, I thought we had... Is that what's supposed to be there? Advanced alloy. Advanced alloy... Wait, advanced alloy? Oh, these are advanced circuits. Like, these are not even iridium circuits. I see. Okay. Right. Sure. Give me my wrench. Disconnect this. It would have been too easy if it just worked. Disconnect this. Take this out. Put you back in there. Take the fuse out. Put you back in there. So you need fuse, fuse, advanced alloy, advanced alloy. So you know what? Actually, the fuses can stay, I guess, in that scenario. Leave the fuses here. Put the advanced alloys here. And then disconnect this here. The slimes definitely don't make this easier. So you need fuse. And I think that's done. At least for that turn. You need fuse, you need advanced alloy, you need advanced alloy. So you go here. You're going to go down after this. They're so slow. I think I can make this much faster. With this, let's go 97. Lovely. I think 135 might have been the number we could do before. But that's fine. And then deploy fuse. There we go. Cool. Okay, so now all of these just need a fuse. That is good. So we'll do fuse, 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 fuse. Okay, we've got 4 advanced circuits. So then, we just need to set them back to what they were at before. So we take this out, we set you back to insert, like that. And then what we're missing here, what's the second thing for making advanced circuits? It is carbon plates, which we actually have. Lovely. Would you look at that? And so I think we just have to run each one of these through here twice. And hopefully, we've got all the stuff to do it. So those are all done. There's our 4. Let's do that one more time. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. And hopefully, that's 4 more iridium circuits. Lovely. All right, chat. I was worried for a second, but that is just one ingot worth of cyber steel. We'll take our ingot cast, plop it down, pull it out, and I believe that we're good to go. So let's put this in here. I really hope this works. If I've done this wrong and they all pop off, I'm going to be so annoyed. Let's take this and this. Let's go ahead and maybe break this. I'm going to put this back down, not here. I'm going to put it back down here. We're going to put this here. That should begin crafting, I think. Oh no, it's not going to begin crafting because I've not put the shaft in. Let's do that. I'm going to make it faster. Oops, too fast. Okay. It's going. They're moving. I think this is it. I think this is what it's all been working towards. I think this is what the last, what feels like 900 years have been for. But once all of those hit that infinity catalyst in the bottom right-hand corner, we should be good. We should have our first infinity ingot, and then using the delicious refined radiance that we already have, we should be good to go. Can I make this like 32? I can. Could squeak out a tiny bit of extra speed. Okay. If they all pop on the floor, this will be terrible. But I think, oh, we've done it, chat. We have a single infinity ingot, and would you look at this? We can duplicate this infinity ingot as much as we like, or as much as is physically possible, using the refined radiance. We need to make the world breaker here, so we need 3, 6, 9, 18, 19, I think, infinity ingots, which is awkward because we got 17. That is fine, though. How much obsidian dust do we have? The answer would appear to be none. That's fine. We'll put you in there after we go and accelerate the wheels. Let me get some glowstone, and let me get some rose quartz. So I'll put you in, and then over here, we're going to go ahead and do this. And then, of course, this needs reconnecting now again. Of course it does. Let me do this and this. And then people were saying earlier we might be able to accelerate this by doing... also, it's going the wrong way, Isaac, you fool. Not quite sure why it's going the wrong way, but that's... Oh, no, it's probably because I've... It's probably because I have set the speed to go the wrong way on the rotational speed controller. That's fine. This will do the trick. And people were suggesting that we might be able to accelerate this part of the wheel here. Oh, you know, that totally looks like it is going faster. Cool. You do get some obsidian back. That's just how it is. And if we put that in up here, we can then, of course, go and steal these two guys here. Got to get that potato. Got to place it into here. Boom, boom. And boom, we'll take all these out. And that should be more than enough chromatic compound to make the last of the refined radiance. The refined radiance right here can be used to make even more of these infinity ingots. I think that 19 should be enough. I'll make a few extra just to be safe. And so now, if we want to make the world breaker, we need a crystal matrix block and we need neutronium ingots. That is fine. All EMCable. Crystal, matrix, block, neutronium, ingots in here. Can I make the world breaker? I can. Give it a second. Boom. There is our world breaker. Quest complete. And then here. Oh, we have to make this first, I guess. Here is the, Let's take a bit of blood cake. The blood cake here is creative blaze cake with life essence. The creative blaze cake is blaze cake and bedrock. So I believe now that we have the world breaker, we should be able to break the bedrock that started the series down here. And then presumably the idea here is that we put that into our transmutation tablet. It does cost a staggering amount, to the point where we can only make 71 of them. We've got 663 quintillion EMC and we can make 71 bedrock. That is absolutely madness. But basically, now, if we were to grab our depot, if we were to grab our spout, I think is what it's called, we can then place the depot down, place the spout above it. We can fill that spout with life essence, which is just gathered from the blood altar. I do think we saw before that you can't, like, bucket out of the blood altar, and so I think we might have to, like, if I tried this, I think it just puts the bucket in, right, and makes water, which is wild. But I guess in that case, we have to get our tank out of here. we have to get a fluid pipe out of here, and we have to do something like this, and like this. That's going to get us at least 1 bucket's worth, at which point we can pick it up and bring it over to here. And again, of course, even if we could bucket it out, you can't bucket into the spout anyway, so we'll do this. And then finally, we need to put that over a creative blaze cake. The creative blaze cake is bedrock over a blaze cake. The blaze cake, thankfully, we made earlier in the series because this thing was a pain in the backside. And so we just need to deploy 1 bedrock onto that blaze cake. So let's empty out one of these. I guess we should do maybe this one because we know it's empty. And then let's put you on here. And then very much so awkwardly. This is so janky. We definitely should have just, like... I didn't realize I'd be moving this back and forward so much. If I did, I would probably have just set up some kind of different system for it. But let's do this. And you know what? We'll leave it slow just to build suspense for when I do this. Boom. Suspense built successfully. Boom. 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 And then do I have to actually eat some? I do. There we go. That's it. We get a pig soul as a reward. I need 1 more bedrock. Done. And then up here, there's a quest that wants us to acquire the creative vending upgrade, which is just a creative storage upgrade and a magenta dye. I think the reason this is doable for us now is that the creative vending upgrade, this thing right here, the creative storage upgrade requires a creative ability, which is a creative essence on a bedrock. That's doable. It's actually a bit of a pain though, because we do have to get some more essence. We need 10 more. I don't know what the pig soul is for. I guess we have it, but I'm not entirely certain why we have it. Let's do a few of these, and let's quickly get another creative essence. I'm a fool here, actually, so one thing we can do, I think, to make this easier, I was just going to make the Insanium essence on my own, but we can, in fact, in here, craft the final star, and the final star, if we put it onto a pedestal, can be used to duplicate things. It says, place a chest next to the pedestal and drop an item on top of it to clone it indefinitely. So if we do this, if we do this, and if we grab a chest, we can take the chest, we can put the chest down here, and then if I throw... Oh, do I have to activate it? That would make sense. Oh, look at that. It does work. Cool. Okay, well, there you go. And then over in here, we can do this. That's going to get us a creative essence. We only need the 1. That's fine. And so back over here, we were going to make the creative star, which is deployed on bedrock. So it's the opposite way around this time. That's completely fine. We're going to put the creative essence up in here, and we're going to put the bedrock on the bottom there. Perfect. That gets us the creative ability. The creative ability can then presumably be used to make the creative storage upgrade. Of course, we need a standard storage upgrade, which we do have. And then bizarrely, we're going to craft this over in the smithing table over here, which has gotten quite a bit of use today. Let's do this and this. That gets us the creative storage upgrade, and then just magenta dye, which I don't think we have, bizarrely. Let me check in here. Magenta. Nope, we do not. That's fine. Magenta dye we can make with purple and pink dye, which we also don't have. I also don't think we have any of the dye essence. We got 1. More dye essence would be iridium and terrasteel, both of which I don't believe we have. Pink is red and white. White is just bone. So pink is doable. And then as far as purple, purple is red and blue, which we can definitely do. Okay, perfect. Good. And good. Of course, chat is right. I could dupe it. I'm sorry, chat. I'm a fool. That would have made too much sense. But let's do the same thing back down here. Let's do this and this. That gets us the creative vending upgrade. And the idea behind the creative vending upgrade is that when you put this in, it's basically a creative upgrade that gives you an infinite amount of any item. Real quick, I guess we could do this and get as many creative vending upgrades as we like. And then if we put this down, we put this in it, we can then do this, and we've got infinity ingots. We could do the same again with more of these. Let's get another draw here. Let's do this. Let's do this. And I think the next one is bedrock is what we want to do. Because that's basically all of the EMC we could possibly want. The fact that that requires a regular draw is a little bit of a pain. We don't have oak. Like, it requires specifically an oak draw. Okay. To be fair, At this point, this is horrible. We have to have 2 billion bedrock. Can I use an FTB screen for this? A task screen? The task screen needs... We don't have any stone either. Wait, do we have stone taught? No, we do have stone taught. I thought so. I was going to say, geez, can I do this? No, we don't have leather taught. We don't have anything taught yet. How did we make it this far? Thankfully, we have one paper. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Because usually, this will work. The only horrible thing about this, chat, is that we don't have an infinity pipe upgrade. Which is what makes this horrible. Because without the infinity pipe upgrade, this is tricky to do. Because we can do this, and we can set that to extract, right? And then in here, we can go ahead and select a task. We're going to select... Wait, this doesn't work? This doesn't work? Okay, well, if this doesn't work, then I think this is going to be one that we pass on. Because at this point, it's... usually, you can select a task in the task screen and then use that to hand things in. But like... oh, it's not a submit quest. It's just a have quest? Because otherwise, we just have to hold it. Like, you can't hold that much bedrock, right? Unless I'm losing my mind. There we go. I'm holding it. I'm holding infinite bedrock. If not, though, like, I don't know how we would... Good luck. The deployer might seem to not hold anything, but it does. The bedrock may even be invisible in your inventory if you're playing on a server. All right. Well, over here, that's it. So you've made it. Congrats. What did it take to get here? All of my sanity. That's pretty impressive. You haven't quit, but I guess you wanted to. Thank you for playing. I hope you enjoyed the pack. If you want to share your base, join the Discord. If you have any suggestions, also let me know in the Discord. That's it. You are free now. It's official. Thank you very much to the creator of the pack here. I do appreciate it. That's Morsuk. Thank you for making the pack. And thank you to anybody who hopped Morsuk as well. It's a good pick. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Blood Magic theme. I enjoyed playing with Blood Magic. There's a lot of slimes here. It's their island now. They can live freely as they wish going forward. We have an infinite amount of any item. We can duplicate everything and anything that we have. This was good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed the power level of this. It was a little grindy at the end. Like, this craft here was a little bit horrible. There's just a lot of ingots that were just made for the sake of making them. But prior to that, I really liked the progression. This was well done, well thought out. I really like Biomancy, a mod I'd not played with before. That's really nifty. I really like delving deeper into Blood Magic as well. That was also fun. We could have delved a little deeper, of course. There are still things we didn't do. But for the most part, I really enjoyed that. And FTB Industrial Contraptions is an interesting mod, if not necessarily my favorite tech mod. And yeah, we got a ton of EMC. I guess if we really wanted to, we could also just grab a ton of this stuff. And that's going to... Right now, we've got 600 quintillion, but if we drop all this in, it's going to like more than double the amount of EMC that we have. Wait, does this not count? I feel like our EMC is not really going up that much. Because it's also 73. Have we hit the max? Are we stuck? I don't know. Either way, for now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this series there. As always, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the series and you haven't done so already, you can go ahead and hit subscribe, get notified as soon as new videos go live. I'd also really appreciate it if you hit the like button as well. Helps YouTube know to share this video to other people. I'll be back very shortly with a brand new modded Minecraft series. Until then, again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.